AM 1490, Bradenton, Sarasota, Tampa Bay.
Okay, attention! Attention!
For the third time, attention.
Wait a minute. Attention, shut up.
The views and opinions heard on this program are not necessarily those of this station.
Alrighty. With a banana in my hand and a song in my heart and moldy carpet under my feet, it's the Mick Show. All right, now you can talk.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got to train them properly.
I know, it's just microphone etiquette.
Jeez.
My
I totally
God.
ruined the intro.
Yes, you did. Now we're going to have to go back and do it again.
So what is it? Is it a banana in your heart and a song in your hand?
And moldy carpet under my my crotch.
Right.
Under my nipples, as the ladies are.
Yeah, definitely.
Ladies are totally focused on my nipples tonight.
Got the headlights going on.
I think they're
tonight.
focused on us because they're pointing at us. One's pointing at each of us. Thank goodness they point out like that.
Okay. All right. Anyways, folks, we're going to be here for the next 3 hours. That's right. Tres hours in Spanish.
Uh-huh.
I think that's how they say hours in
Drei
Spanish.
in German? Drei?
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 Un, deux, trois. So trois.
French.
That's French for 3. That's not what you're thinking, folks.
Right.
But anyways, our 941-745-1490, toll free 888-761-1490, livestream.com. When you go to livestream.com, my chillin', you can type in the Mick Show and see us live. Have mercy. Can I get a witness?
Hey, man.
Amen.
Amen.
That's right. We have
Get behind me, Satan.
we have director, comedian, writer, auteur, raconteur, none other than John Hobbs himself in the studio.
Hello.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening. Good evening.
We have the it girl of downtown St. Pete, the one, the only Mary Jane Insana.
Hello.
And last but never least, the goddess of cool, who has more famous friends than I do. We'll talk about that later. Athena, the goddess of cool.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
We got to get those mics working
Oh.
again. Anyways, tons and tons of stuff to talk about.
It went black.
It went black.
What went black?
Live stream.
Son of a...
It sure did. So don't go to livestream.com.
It's not working.
Anyways, livestream.com, type in the Mick Show. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back up on the air. You're listening to?
The Mick Show.
That's right. Welcome back, everybody. To call the Mick Show, east of the Rockies, 888-761-1490. To the left of the Rockies, 888-761-1490. Under the Rockies, 888-761-1490.
Sorry.
Good thing you're burning that incense.
Everything come out okay in there.
Oh my God! I think we found Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh no.
What?
Oh, my God.
What'd you eat? What did you eat?
Oh, God, 2 delicious hamburgers tonight.
You were in there this whole time?
Well, no, we did have a brief conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I went in there.
Yeah, it
I didn't
wasn't-
even know you were back on the air because he wasn't sitting there.
We're not going to wait for me.
I'm not waiting for him,
Yeah.
and I'm not waiting for you.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting for anybody.
You shouldn't have to.
And I don't.
I know.
Can you imagine?
When we're back, we're back.
Can you imagine if you're like President of the United States and you're making the State of the Union address and you get an attack? It's like, what do you do?
You keep it a secret because our enemies will use that to their advantage.
Sure.
And you'll get all the conspiracy theorists just going to town saying that
Man.
the Russians planted a virus in your intestine. And
Do you know that's the secret to life? A good poop. It is.
well,
Definitely.
She agrees. Mm-hmm. Should take a poll.
you know, I was well, screw that. I was gonna start the show saying that the show was fecal free.
Oh no.
Because,
I ruined that for
but
you.
you ruined
Oh, yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because
I'm a rebel.
Because normally when we get here, sad to say, and I'm not bragging or anything, but usually someone leaves something in the toilet for us
Oh.
Yes.
when we get here.
Yeah.
Classless people.
There is something going on at this radio station. It's just the most bizarre thing.
Well, it was pretty brutal. I actually left scorch marks on the porcelain. So
But
Grip the ball.
but here's the thing: you flushed.
I did.
You know,
I did.
We also have. There were situations where we would come into the studio, and people were using toilet paper, but not flushing the toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
They were either leaving it on the floor or putting it in the plastic bin where the other rolls of toilet paper are. And yeah, I've got pictures of it somewhere on the Mix Show folders and the
Actually, I
albums.
think I
and
took a
stuff.
couple pictures of the poop in the toilet last week.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, it's ridiculous.
What a way to start the show.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. Sorry, I thought this show was going to be fecal free.
Well, that's what the later time slot's for.
Yeah, that's true.
Just in case.
Just in case
of
we
emergency.
get on this topic, right?
Oh, man.
Fecal matter. Here we go. All right. All right. So, how's everybody's 4th of July?
Mine was fairly quiet, which is the way I like it.
Okay.
I like it quiet. We did surf and turf. Oh, God bless America. God bless America. So that was my 4th.
I went to FUBAR, and my 4th was loud, and it was great, and it was full of a lot of great bands.
Very good. And
I worked.
you worked.
I sold a lot of cheeseburgers and ribs that night. All American.
Oh, okay.
Good that there's still a love of meat in this country.
Yeah.
So that was their idea of anti-steak, I guess. Steak wasn't American enough.
No,
we need to have
no, you gotta have the
burgers
cheeseburgers,
and ribs.
and the ribs.
Yeah, who goes to Outback and eats a cheeseburger? Come on.
All right. Anyways.
Who goes to McDonald's and eats a cheeseburger?
Thank you. Not I.
It's okay.
Not I. But,
Okay.
well, I don't know. Maybe I had a better 4th than all of you. I'm not sure.
What'd you do?
I was summoned by radio legend Liz Wilde to attend a function at Chef Dave Shiplett's restaurant, Soma Diner, Creekside over there on 14th Street and what is it, Manhattan Avenue or something like that? Manatee Avenue?
Manatee.
Yeah.
Manhattan Avenue.
It began with an M. I know that. But
You see-
There's so much
People.
alike, Manhattan and Manatee. It's hard to distinguish the two.
I have trouble. So Chef Dave Shiplett, who's been on this show before, a really great guy. Little known fact, I don't know if he shares it with everybody, big skateboarder back in the day.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, big skateboarder.
Like 300 pounds or something? Or
He's here all night, folks. He's here all night.
Thank you. Don't forget to try the veal.
Try the veal, and don't forget to tip your waitress. But no, when we went there, he'd been on the show before, and we stopped by and ate, and He came out with these photos of him in the late 70s,
Oh, wow.
early 80s, with the surfer hair
Sure.
and skateboarding in the swimming pool, and it was just, he's a real cool dude.
Nice.
So he had a big shindig at his restaurant, and also Village of the Arts here in Bradenton, Florida, had sort of like a 4th of July art walk, which is normally reserved for a Saturday night. So 4th of July, they were open, so you could walk up and down the streets and check out the galleries and things
Okay.
like that, which my wife and I did. And so we did that. We checked out the galleries. We went to Dave Shiplett's restaurant, Soma Diner. There was a band playing there, Elephant in the Room, who also appeared on this show. They played in that studio over there. It was a good time. So they were playing. They had a gig there. And the restaurant it's in an office building. It's on the ground floor of an office building, and next to it is a parking garage. Mm-hmm. So people at the Soma Diner festivities, we all went up to the top of the parking garage and saw the fireworks.
Oh, very
So
cool.
it was a really great vantage point.
Nice.
Because not only did we see the local fireworks, I guess, that were directed towards us, for us, but you could see them up and down the beaches and down in Sarasota along the horizon. You just saw all these fireworks shows going on at one time. So it was really, really cool. Good place to be. And so my thanks to Dave Shiplett. Had a good time there. Went to, while I was doing the art walk, while I was walking up and down checking out the galleries, there is a place there called Jerk Dog Records. And they had a little, I guess it's kind of like a garage area, and they had a band playing live. So they're like, "Oh, you got to go check out the band. Go check out the band." I said, "All right, I'll go down and check out the band." And I don't know. What was the band's name? Band's name was Grasping at the Shadow. Ring a bell with anybody?
No.
They played around a lot. But they kept telling me it was a punk band, and I went down there, and it really wasn't a punk band. It was more like the death metal.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
So I took a bunch of photos. I think the one thing that stood out is they had this cute little blonde girl playing violin,
Wow.
which was unfortunately getting buried from the bass, the drums, and the guitar.
I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, it was just like I can barely make out the violin, but it was a nice touch. It was just nice having that.
Did they have anybody playing the triangle by any chance there? Or?
No, but I was hoping the lead singer would stand on one leg and play the flute.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Little Jethro Tull action.
There you
Right.
go. A little Jethro Tull reference there for you. Yeah, I know you're too young. You don't understand. Okay. All right. But anyways. So I was like, all right, let me go check them out. And I took a bunch of photos and posted it to the band's page and all that.
Cool.
This is what bothered me. The music is not. It's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea. It's
Right.
not what I gravitate
Right.
towards. Let me just play a little bit of it here, and now this is camcorder footage, so the audio is not going to be that great. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't do them justice.
It probably won't matter anyway.
Right. Grasping at the Shadow.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah.
It was a #1 hit in the Philippines.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So,
In Borneo.
Borneo. Sumatra. Well, they don't sound that bad.
No,
I mean,
it's just not the kind of music genre that I like.
Right.
I'm not saying they're a bad band, but what bothered me is that kind of music is when you get done singing a song, and if any of the band's listening, tell your lead singer not to say thank you after every song. After they would hammer out a tune and scream out a tune. As soon as they were done, you'd say thank you.
yeah.
But you don't thank people. You're there to annoy people.
Yeah.
You're there.
Tell them to F off
Yeah,
after
that's what I was
every
about to
song.
say. Tell them all they suck.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why you're there. You're
At the
there.
end of every song, go, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Right. Because, Liberace says thank you after every song,
Yeah,
But when you're in that kind of a band,
Yeah.
you don't say thank you.
No,
Right.
you have to be disrespectful.
You play.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, you got to be like, screw you guys.
Yeah, and you just go to the next song. You know?
Or you throw stuff. Usually they drink and throw
Yeah.
the cans at stuff at the audience or
A
whatever.
little wrist cutting.
I mean,
a little
Mary-
wrist cutting,
Yeah, and
Or whatever.
Whatever, you know.
Spit on people.
Spit on people.
Marilyn Manson spit on me.
Well, yeah.
It was awesome, though.
I still have it.
Never washed my hair since.
Never watched.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
didn't take a bath for a week.
Ew.
Yeah.
But just little showbiz advice.
Speaking of bands, I don't know if you saw the news, but apparently AC/DC's new album's done. Did you see that trending?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, Brian Johnson came out and said that their new album is completed and that they will be touring at the end of the year with their Angus and Malcolm's nephew, Stevie Young, taking Malcolm's place.
Okay. Well, yeah, I did see an article, and I think I posted it to your Facebook page, where he had come out like a week or two ago saying the band will go back on the road again.
Yeah.
So I didn't know.
Apparently they did go into the studio May 1st. And for them, it's like it takes 6 weeks to make an album. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they're in there, they're cut and dry, boom, done. You know.
Yeah.
So he did. It was a big article, and it was top trending. And new album's done, and we'll see what's up. We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Now this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
Listen closely. There you go. So, all right, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
This is my career advice to grasping at the shadow. You want to do what Sick Mick did at the Cuban Club.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, of course it was.
Wow.
Yeah, that was me. Cuban Club, 1983.
Wow.
I think it was, and appropriately, we came on after a merengue band.
That's a good lineup.
Well, that's the other thing I was going against is these WMNF tropical heat waves. They fundraisers that they have. You know, they have this thing called the Heat Wave, and they really good shows. They used to place over in Tampa called the Cuban Club, big historic building, and everything would be like out in the band shell in the courtyard. They would have such and type of music. The headliners, whoever they were, would be up in the ballroom, and the alternative music would be in the basement. And, I was like, I don't want to play with people like me or who think they're like me and who think they're the same genre because, this is me. There you go. That's
Sounds like you're having a fit. Where's the ice cream?
You want metal, mother? It's right here.
Is that the song?
No, there was more. There was more. But so I was like, so when the first year we played, we were a band and got a very good response, and they were like, oh God, you guys. Blah, 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 blah. So the next year they said, you guys want to play again? I was like, of course.
Yeah.
I think we did 3 years. Yeah, we did do 3 years because this was the last year when they didn't ask us back. So I was doing my own solo project, man. And so I was like, hey guys, listen, I got this thing worked up, and I want to do a number or two, and let me go on first, do this, get it over with.
Right.
See how many people I can piss off, and then you guys will be set up behind me, and we'll just go back and we'll do the band thing. So it was great. So the merengue band was on there playing their with the timbales and everything else, and I was like, this is exactly who I want to follow.
Yeah.
Perfect. So they let us follow in the band shell, and we got all set up, and I went and did my number, and as soon as I was done, the guy just pulled the cord.
Nice. Nice.
So I was like, you guys are done. Get out of here.
Oh.
The good old
good.
days.
So the guys were like, guys in my band were just pissed. They're like, dude, we've been practicing for 2 weeks. Now we don't get to play because of you. And I'm like, hey, what do you want me to do?
Were you ever in those bands? And I was in plenty of bands back in the day, but were you ever in those bands that all you did was rehearse?
No, it was the opposite for us.
Yeah. No rehearsing, just...
No, we did rehearse, but it was just like, is this the basic flow structure that we want? Yeah. All right, let's go play Saturday night.
Right.
You know, and we'll fill in the holes on Saturday night when we play out.
Sure.
So
Go with the flow.
Yeah, because every band I was ever in, it was like all we did was rehearse. You know, we had a nice place, nice rehearsal hall. That's all we ever did, though.
Well, the Cuban Club, the second gig that we did, they had a fire escape up on the 3rd floor, which is the top floor, and there was this band from Atlanta called the Swimming Pool Cues, who were just awful. God, I hated those people.
With a name like that.
They sucked. They were just like they were supposed to be like new wave pioneers because they formed in like 1977 or something like that. I don't know, So they were like legendary, even though they sucked. So again, they said, all right, Mick, where do you want to play? What stage do you want to play? I said, I want to play up on the fire escape. And they're like, okay, go ahead. As long as I can get power up there. So we got up there, and I had built this giant cross that I was going to hang from the fire escape and then hang on the cross and just do my vocals. But we couldn't secure it enough, and I would have tumbled 3 stories down and died.
And then be risen 3 days later.
Yeah. So we hung the cross, but it was just pointless. We couldn't get it. So I said, all right, let's just set up our equipment. And I had found one of those wash basins from the inside of a washing machine out in the junkyard. And we had, the guy in my band had an old pachinko machine with the steel balls, the bearings.
Yeah.
So I used to put those in the bin and mic it, and I used to swirl it around, so you'd get that,
Right.
So we had that going on, and again, people were 3 stories down, and they're yelling at us and trying to throw beer cans and things and beer cups, and it wasn't working. Well, the damn bin tips over, and the steel balls go rolling down, and they start hitting people down in there in the courtyard. Well, what do you think they're going to do? Pick those things up,
throw them
right back at us. So we were dodging these steel balls.
At least it was that
up there on the fire. No, it hurt, man.
Did you hear the Twisted Sister story about when they were in England?
I would have settled for fecal matter. Fecal matter. I can just go in. That's not going to take my eye out. A piece of steel is going to take my eye out. So, but so we did it, and we got off, and we made sure that we went on at the same time the swimming pool cues were on in the doors behind us. So they had these French doors. So we opened the French doors, and the band had their back to us, and they were performing and doing their new ways pop crap while we were making all this noise. And I can still remember the female lead singer constantly looking over her shoulder and just giving us the evil eye, like, "What are you doing? We're on now. We're on.
We're performing here.
Yeah, we're performing. Why are you making all that noise?" Well, because we hate you.
Right.
We don't like you and never have liked you, and this is our place to play. So screw you. Goodbye.
So it's not that much different from comedy.
No, no, it's not. No, it's not. So
I had a gig like that in Bainbridge, Georgia, as a comic. I had to follow a band that was playing an hour and this was a big biker fest in Bainbridge, Georgia. And if you're ever in Bainbridge, Georgia, make sure you go to the gas station. I mean, it's just one of a kind.
Wow.
But it's like a Woodstock for bikers every year. And they thought, hey, let's have comedians. Yeah, that's good. 20,000 rip-roaring drunk bikers. Yeah, I'm a hit. And so I had to follow a band that is playing an hour and 45 minutes of Lynyrd Skynyrd, Molly Hatchet, 38 Special. And I'm up on stage performing, and the roadies are behind me breaking the set down, throwing wires. You hear them over the mic. And, hey, over here, Charlie. I got about 10 minutes into this thing, man. I just sat down on the edge of the stage and just told jokes. Okay, who wants to hear this one? And
while they're breaking down equipment?
While they're breaking down equipment behind me. I mean, you've been to a show where all the roadies are out there.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. And I'm sitting there waiting for hours waiting. And it's like after 10 o'clock at night, and they're all just drunk and just belligerent. And everybody was really cool, So, but yeah, I just basically sat down after about 10 minutes. Someone yells out, "Get her done!" I'm going, "Oh Christ!" I'm just,
that's demoralizing.
Show us your tits. I'm like, "Sure, no problem." You guys are in charge.
Mick, my friend Ray Galindo wants to know, what band were you in? He remembers the swimming pool cues. He probably has actually seen you.
I was in a band called Becky's Army.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
And we did some gigs around the Tampa Bay area. We only played one real club. It was a bar called the Buffalo Roadhouse. But everything else was like, we play a classroom, at FSU. We would just go in there.
I just
want
to know, is there going to be a reunion tour? Is there going to be a farewell tour?
I wonder if those guys are still alive.
No kidding, man.
But no, I don't know. It's just whatever.
But you got to admit, though, that, for guys like you and me who did that, it was fun.
I don't have any regrets.
Hell no. My parents used to get so pissed, like, you're spending money on guitars and amps and this and that. What about college? It ever occurred to you? Yeah, it did.
I didn't spend squat because I got everything out of a junkyard.
Yeah. Well, you guys are punk. You guys are punk.
Yeah.
The real thing.
Yeah, so I would just go find...
Punk guys don't even know how to play instruments.
No.
Break it down.
No, we had a giant... I don't know why we did this. We were just... it's one of those what were we thinking things. Yeah. But we had this giant steel gas tank off an old school bus. Big, massive, heavy thing. You know, it wasn't like aluminum or titanium, something heavy, light.
Steel.
No, just steel and rusty.
Yeah.
And we used to use that for drums, rubber mallets and steel, other pieces of steel.
Almost
and
like
hammers.
a Frank Zappa type of thing. Remember when he would play the bicycle?
Yeah.
Right.
The old Steve Allen show.
That's weird.
And you get the electric, cutter or something and just get sparks flying and
little
stuff.
Wendy O. Williams action.
Yeah, that kind of bothered me. I did that once and I was like, nah,
No.
I don't like the sound that's coming out, and it's just too theatrical. It's not me.
Right. Right.
Just look at the damn tank. The tank is that's it. You don't need anything else. It's perfect. You don't have to cut it. You don't need sparks. Just a tank.
Just the tank.
Look at the tank, admire it, and let us annoy the hell out of it. And I don't say thank you after every song.
Yeah.
Move on.
You say, rah, rah.
Where's my ice cream?
No. That's what I say right there. There you go.
Sounds like a Hitler rally.
Wow.
Yes.
What were you wearing at this time?
Yeah.
What was the wardrobe?
Pretty much what I got now.
Wow.
Wow, conservative punk rocker. That's awesome, man.
That's what bothered me. It's
Yeah.
like the whole thing about punk originally was nonconformist, but then all my friends dressed the same.
Yeah.
So we were conforming. I'm like, what are you doing? So it was like, no, I just wore clothes. I would just wear jeans with holes in them, and I would wear whatever shirt I could find.
Yeah.
It's like
The relaxed look.
people would say, if I were the only one with a mohawk, I get it.
Right.
But if other people were getting it, it'd be like, why would I get a mohawk if you've got one and you got one and you got one?
But think about this. Think about this. You guys, you as a singer wearing a tuxedo with a mohawk, that's a statement right there, I think.
I think me as a singer with a button-down shirt, I think that's my message. It's like
It's Bob Goulet. All right.
Look, we're all the same. We're all here for the same reason,
Yeah.
but I want to be me. I don't want to be
Oh,
you.
sure. And that's the one thing I always had this thing, this one club I used to work where the booker would just ride my ass about my clothes, man. I'd come in wearing the jeans and a T-shirt. He goes, I know you guys want to be comfortable. He goes, but you got to really let people know you are the entertainment. And I go, you know what? As soon as I hit the stage, they're gonna know I'm the entertainment.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm working a crab shack in front of 11 people. You really think I care about what I'm wearing?
Yeah.
So
they might ask you for more tartar sauce.
Garcon, a little cocktail sauce over here, please.
Do you think people who eat at the Crab Shack know the word garçon?
I
Probably
don't think so.
not.
I don't think so.
No way.
No. I was just throwing it out there.
I know.
As the funny guy that I am.
Hilarious.
But yeah, he would just ride my ass, man, every time I do a gig for him, And then one day, I actually got booked, and he actually told me in the email, he's like, this is a nice place, wear something nice, So I put on nice dress pants and a nice button-up shirt, and I'm going to the gig, and the headliner picks me up. And I go, is Larry going to be there? He goes, no. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, I could have just worn the regular stuff. And I get there.
Right.
And it's a cute little, quaint little place, but we're playing in like a converted garage. and it's like January. Not that Florida gets cold, but it gets a little chilly, and there's no heat, and I'm sitting there going, I don't feel comfortable. I did my show. The bastard ain't here to see it, So now it's like, I just want to rip this stuff off, man, and just go back into the black T-shirt and jeans,
Well, yeah. I mean, if I was at the Crab Shack and they told me to dress, they told me
Nick, I'm telling you, 13 people in this room, and this guy's worried about what I'm wearing.
Well, no, if I were doing the Crab Shack and he's bitching about my wardrobe, I'd go get one of those lobster bibs, and I'd pour a lot of that lemon juice and butter all over me and make it drip down.
Then you'll fit in,
and I'll be like, how about now?
Yeah.
That just is
the food is terrific here, by the way.
That's right.
Man.
That's right.
The food is terrific.
That's right. If you doubt me, come up and lick my bed.
Oh, and and the great story is that he used to book the Club Med over in the East Coast, and he'd give me a week at Club Med. Wouldn't pay me anything. I mean, he'd pay, but it was like, but I'm giving you a week at Club Med. But I'm going, yeah, but I can't go to FPL. When the electric bills due, and go, by the way, I spent a week at Club Med, hope that helps, So I do this show, and Club Med, if you've never been there, it's mostly Europeans. They're not getting the humor, once again, it's another room with 20 people in it, and laughter is contagious. So if you have a room with 20 people, most likely they're scared half to death because they're thinking, if I laugh too loud or if I'm too noticeable, this guy's going to come after me and it's going to make me the show, and I don't want to do that.
That's the best part of going to a comedy show.
And you know what? Let me tell you
love
something.
that.
As soon as people get a few drinks in them, they lose their inhibitions. They want to be part of that show.
Yeah,
definitely.
So it's like the club I work at. We always, people come up and they go, hey, you want front row? I'm like, oh, no, the comic will make fun of me. I never attack that front row. I mean, once in a while I will, but I'm usually going after the person in the second row that can barely be seen. So I'm like, hey, what you doing? But anyway, I'm doing this gig. It's just like, oh, God, I'm struggling with these people. I'm working my ass off. And after 30 minutes, I go into the back of the room. The headliner comes on. He sits next to me, the booker, and he says, I can't believe you want to do this for a living after a show like that. So I'm like, wow, man, that's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks later, Club Med kicks him out, and he loses the room. And for a brief second, I mean a millisecond, I was going to email and go, wow, man, I can't believe you want to do this for a career after losing that room. And somebody goes, oh, don't burn bridges. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to burn any bridges. But you don't sit down next to a guy, give him an A for effort, and realize that this isn't exactly a hip, roaring, laughing kind of crowd. I mean, they basically had to force people in there to begin with, walking by, hey, there's a comedy show over here. You might want to check this out, I mean, I've done shows in front of 6 people before and had a blast, It's how you make it. So, I mean, when I first started out, it was like 6 people would just freak me out. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be death, So now, as you get seasoned and you get in there and you get thick skin and whatnot, but to sit down and just, that's wow, man. But yeah, that was kind of my comeuppance, 2 weeks later, him getting kicked out of there. I'm like, don't mess with the Hobbs, buddy. Okay, don't mess with him.
Listen, folks, 941-745-1490, 888-761-1490. Livestream.com, ladies. Are we still on livestream.com?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Looking good.
When you go to livestream.com, just type in The Mick Show, and you'll see us. And you'll see the girls all sexed up.
I want to sex you up.
Athena's got her pigtails. Mary Jane is
got her cleavage.
She is. Well, yeah, but apparently, according to the girls,
you've got your button up.
Yeah, you got your red lights going on too.
My nipples are better than theirs. So,
right?
Yeah.
I'm wearing this standard T-shirt that I always wear. I wear this kind of stuff to business meetings.
Got your uniform on.
Got my uniform on, baby.
And you're not blending in with the.
I've learned my lesson.
Background, so that's
I've learned my lesson.
The floating head.
The floating head.
The floating head.
I should just be the floating head.
Why not?
I know.
What the hell?
Let's all be floating heads.
I don't want to be a floating head.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because it's a free country.
Is it now?
For now.
For now.
Is it now?
Yeah, for now.
Hey, listen, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we have another installment of messages from Mary Jane as read by Athena.
All right.
So we'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to
The Mick Show.
There you go. right, folks, we are back.
I'll take the penguin porcelain doll for $500.
This is what people used to roller skate to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not us, not me.
No, you guys were at the club picking up chicks.
Yeah, to this music, too.
Yeah. Oh.
So, what do you like to do there, Gladys? What do you like to do? Love the panties.
Wow.
No, but well, I'm trying to think of what was, well, when I was roller skating, it was...
Did they have roller skates when you were a kid?
All right.
Well, I know for a fact it was, for me, it was, at the time, it was Whip It by Devo.
Oh, yeah.
Another One Bites the Dust.
That's
That
wow.
kind of stuff, yeah.
No, when I was, like, 13, maybe going on 14, it was, what was it, Andy Gibb, Shadow
Leif Garrett.
Dancing.
Leif Garrett.
Bee Gees, Donna Summer.
You were in the middle of disco.
The disco stuff. Yeah, that was awful. Really bad, really bad. You know, occasionally they would put some funk on, like P-Funk, Parliament, you know, and stuff
so
like
glad
that.
I missed that era.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It sucked. You know.
And now the Eagles. All right.
Could you imagine skating to the Eagles?
Someone did.
Someone did.
Someone did. That's what the DJ would play.
Man.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Oh, yeah. And they would play Sticks, you know.
Eye of the
Someone said
Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The-
And
Yeah.
someone else
Funky
said Funky Town.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Funky
sure.
Town. Oh, yeah. That was definitely a skate song.
You were listening to them in the car on the way here
Funky Town?
Mm-hmm.
When?
today. Oh,
It was?
they can see your nips.
Liz Wild says nips.
I think that's just the shirt,
I got to
actually.
tilt down. I'm going to do the rest of the show from here.
Yeah.
His shirt's too tight.
This is where the ratings are right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
That's where it
This
is.
is
Nice
the
headlight.
this is the eye candy right here,
Yeah.
baby. Yeah.
Change your name to Dirk
You don't
Diggler.
even need us here.
You're right. I don't.
Extra trouble having us here.
That's you.
The Doublemint twins.
Hey, I wonder if there's any crazy messages from Mary Jane that you'd like to share with the audience.
I'm assuming
There's
that's...
lots of crazy messages
Yes.
from Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And now, Athena presents a message from Mary Jane.
Honestly, I think about Sakshi News for you to call me. Because I really don't think things are working out. That's all.
That was about my job. It was supposed to be serious news, and it was right before I quit my job.
Wait, that was it?
That was it for this one.
Yeah,
That was a short one.
It's riveting.
very deep
Yeah.
and probing.
But next week's message from Mary Jane, oh my God. It's going to be funny.
It's going to be the Ben-Hur of messages.
Next week's is like, what?
Every message is what?
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I read you guys' Facebook posts.
Oh.
I'm pretty clear.
I'm just playing.
I'm pretty clear.
Very good, Athena. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
this week's
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Hey, somebody says he has 8x10s of Liz's nips on eBay.
How much?
I have no idea.
I got my card right here.
I had plenty of opportunities to see Nips when she was in the hospital, but I don't know. Looking at sick women, naked women when they're sick, it's not good, not
Yeah,
healthy.
yeah.
It's not a fetish of mine.
Some guys like that stuff.
Let's find
No.
that website.
Sick naked chicks.
Sick naked chicks. Yeah.
There probably is one that's gross.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, I don't think you were here the night that I had talked about it, where, I came in and it was just these two were PMSing,
Oh.
and I had spent the whole week with Liz when she was sick, and
Yeah.
I made the remark that I would love. What I'm craving now is to see a healthy vagina.
Yeah.
I need to see a healthy, because as I'm trying to get to Liz's room, I'm passing other rooms, and all of these sick people, men and women, are like on their sides. And the hospital gown is falling open in the back, so you would just see all of these really sick genitalias, and like, hey, and you turn away, and there's another room across the hall, and you're like, oh, well, there's another one. Oh,
there's the blue waffle.
I need like a little thin line down the middle of the floor that I can just follow, just follow the line,
Tunnel vision.
So, yeah.
Put the blinders on.
I just wanted to see Healthy but JJ, and then these two come in and like, I'm cramping.
I got your text messages that night, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was like, oh, my kingdom for a Healthy but JJ. Please. There was a news story that I wanted to talk about, and it also hits close to home here with none other than Mary Jane and Sana. There's a guy who's up. He's on death row.
Yes.
And do you have the news story? Can you pick that up? He was on death row for killing. Talk to me about it.
He killed my 11-year-old cousin Eddie Wayne Davis on March 4th, 1994. Raped, murdered, tortured, and killed my 11-year-old cousin and threw her in a dumpster.
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Raped, murdered. And an 11-year-old girl, and put her in a dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
So after 20 years of the taxpayer, us
paying for him to be alive,
feeding him and clothing him, and
just been shot
3
in the
hots
head.
and a cot, as they say in the thing, he's scheduled to be executed, but his lawyer steps forward and says, "No, not so fast. The drugs you use to kill my client will hurt him."
Good.
It will give him stomach cramps.
Yeah, because he suffers from porphyria, some condition called porphyria, and thus it would cause him abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting.
Oh, poor guy.
That's all?
Yeah.
I go through that every month.
Yeah, exactly. And
a little pampering.
So, he was supposed to be spared the death penalty because those drugs would have that effect on him. And all I could think about was George Carlin's line of, why do they swab your arm before they give you the lethal injection?
Swab it with alcohol.
Swab it with alcohol before they kill you. It's like, what are they worried you might get an infection?
Yeah.
You're dead.
Right.
So I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. So went to the courts. Court said, no.
Right.
Sorry, not good enough. Out he goes.
He should have died 20
And
years ago.
when's the execution supposed to be happening?
Tomorrow at 6 at Starkey.
Oh, wow.
I'm supposed to be there.
Oh, wow.
At Stark.
Yeah.
Stark,
I can't
Florida.
wait to see it.
Which I've driven by many times.
I don't even know what that's at. I know it's like 3 and something hours away from here. I'm trying to find a ride there. I can't get a rental car because I don't have a car.
Give MJ a ride to watch this guy die, please,
Yes,
because she needs to see this.
MJ does not have wheels, so if anybody is heading to Stark...
Is it 6 a.m. or 6 at night?
6 at night.
Oh.
If anybody's going to Stark tomorrow to, be a part of this execution, she would like to hitch a ride with you.
Mm-hmm.
So...
My thing is how, I don't know how a lawyer, I don't know they take the oath and they got to defend the guy and everything, but I don't know how in good conscience they do this job of defending these POSs, man. I really don't get it.
Because they don't have souls.
Well, that's
They
true,
just want the
but
money. But
they definitely want the money, and but like we had that situation here about 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago with Carly Brusha, who got abducted.
Yeah,
and they caught it on video and stuff like that. And he's sitting in Stark waiting to be executed.
And then you had, we're talking about the lawyers. The lawyers who, a victory is a victory. It doesn't matter how dirty it is.
Right.
How sleazy it is. I mean, you get Casey Anthony off from killing her baby. You look good.
Yeah.
You're a good lawyer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Horrible.
Forget about your conscience.
And my wife
nothing
watched
to do
that,
with it.
My wife watched that every day. I mean, as a lot of people did. They were so fascinated with it. And I told her, and she would always tell me like what happened during the day. And I said, they are going to find her not guilty. I said, something tells me that they are going to find her not guilty, because it comes down to how the charge is written. When you're deliberating in that jury room, like I was on a jury one time, and one of the charges was bringing contraband willingly. Did he willingly bring contraband? into a jail facility, and you're thinking, no, he didn't willingly bring it. He had it on him. He already had it on him. So that's how you decide these cases. It's how that is written. So when it came to Casey Anthony, it was just the way. And George Zimmerman, same thing.
Yeah.
So if anything, Zimmerman should have been guilty of being a dumbass. I mean, when you break it down.
Well, 6 p.m. tomorrow in Stark, lethal injection, stomach cramps and all.
Party time.
Sorry.
If it was up to me, we would only have spent 25 cents 20 years ago and just put a bullet in the back of his head.
Yeah.
And then send his family the bill for the bullet.
There you go.
Right.
Well, that brings up another point that I got a lot of flack for years and years ago. You remember the Phil Donahue show?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Back in the mid-'80s or something, Phil Donahue, there was a guy in Virginia that was up for execution, and Phil wanted to broadcast it.
Okay.
The
actual execution.
Yeah, he wanted to bring it up live and do the Phil Donahue show. And
I'd watch it.
And do it. Well, the FCC stepped in, the local government, everybody stepped in, and the network stepped in and said, no, we just can't do it. And he was saying, well, why not?
Right.
Why shouldn't the public be a witness to this, blah, 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 et cetera. And so they shut him down, and he got all the publicity that he needed from it.
Right.
And I went one step further, and everybody thought I was crazy. I was the idiot. And I said, well, wait a second. He wanted to broadcast it on broadcast television, ABC, CBS, the free channels.
Right.
And again, it goes up to that FCC thing. What if there's a kid in the room who accidentally sees it, et cetera, like the Mix Show having to go to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
What if there's a child at 8 o'clock who hears us talking about a dookie in the toilet?
Because that child doesn't
Right.
poop.
Because that kid's going to go, I can relate to that. I do that all the time. But anyways, so I said, well, Phil did it wrong. I said, what you should do is you go to a pay service like HBO. People have to pay for boxing, and they have to pay for all these special events. If you're paying for it, you know what you're getting. You're buying that product. In this case, it's the execution.
I think public executions would be a great thing, especially for the evil SOBs out there that are killing children and
I
such.
think they should be giving the people over to the families.
So I said, listen, you go to HBO, Showtime, or whatever it is, and you do it live, but people pay $29.95, just like they would to see Mike Tyson fight. You take the profits from that execution and you give it to the victim's family.
Beautiful idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a
Mick,
great
you're
idea.
an idiot. You're crazy. You're disgusting. You're this. I said, I am? Really? Well, because what does the family got? What does the victim's family have? Nothing. They've been dragged through the mud.
Yeah.
They've lost their loved ones. They were mutilated.
They got to keep reliving it.
They got to keep reliving it. You've got an 11-year-old girl who was raped, 11 years old.
And tortured.
And then tortured, and then thrown in a dumpster. And you're saying that if we pay $29.95 to watch this guy, slip away, and it goes to the victims' families, that we're evil? We're evil?
We're sick, yeah.
And that somehow we're contributing to the moral decay of society? I was like, no, because look, we have UFC fighting, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
We have guys who pay money. People pay money to watch guys go in and bare-knuckle fight each other.
They showed the death of Colonel Gaddafi, for God's sake.
Yes. Oh, because now, see, they always have an excuse. That's news.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's news.
That's history.
Yeah, that's history in the making, whereas this isn't.
Yeah,
This is, you're trying to glamorize this guy's death and turn it into a form of entertainment. No, we're not. And I also said, before the broadcast, before the execution, you interview the victim's family, and you even interview the family members of the guy who's going to the death chamber, who's going to be killed, because they might be sad. They might be like, they can give you, well, he was always troubled as a kid. He was, born. They can always tell you their side of the story, and they might have a lot of remorse as well, saying, oh, I wish he hadn't done this. You get both sides, and you can show pictures of the victim, and you can show it, and just almost like a little mini documentary. This is what happened, and this is why you're now going to see this guy executed. Instead of just saying, good evening, everybody. Let's get ready to rumble.
Michael Buffer should be called in for that.
Right, yeah. So, let's fire up old Sparky.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I got reamed for it. I
Of
got
course.
ripped apart. I'm like, really? I'm evil because of that?
Right.
This guy wanted to do it on broadcast television. I'm saying pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Do pay-per-view.
Yeah. People make a choice.
People make a choice.
They
You
let
can
them make
decide.
a choice, and if they want to watch it, they watch it, and it might even be a better deterrent.
And that too. And I said the same thing about public executions, because the parks that I had to walk through, that the taxpayer, was paying for, was riddled with junkies and drug dealers and, people who don't work and don't pay taxes. Yeah. And my life was being threatened all the time, because I wasn't partaking in their, services. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, there's this giant circular fountain in Washington Square Park down there in Greenwich Village. And it's surrounded by a lot of buildings and New York University, NYU.
Right.
And that actual spot, historically, 150 years ago and sooner, and beyond that, was where they did public hangings. Mm-hmm. Now it's just a fountain.
Such a beautiful spot. My God.
So I thought, well, this is where they used to do public hangings. I guarantee you, if you started hanging these drug dealers, and these criminals, crime would drop.
I say we go back to crucifixion.
Well, yeah.
That's pretty
Pay-per-view,
brutal,
man. That.
Pay-per-view.
That's pretty brutal.
But I said, why don't they just bring it, and they can, it doesn't have to be up there permanently. You can put it on wheels. You wheel that sucker out here, turn the fountain off, and again, we're going to hang this guy because he killed all these people in a drug deal and this and that. Okay, well, got to go. Goodbye.
I think the bigger issue, though, is why is a guy like this, and many of them, sitting on death row for 20 years. Richard Ramirez died in prison.
Yeah.
Waiting on death row.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
The reason why they do that is because they have multiple charges, and sometimes they have maybe one death charge, but they have other charges that carry a 15-year sentence or something like that. So they make them serve the sentences on the lesser crimes before they kill them because they want to make them do their time.
Then there's the appeal process. You got that going on. So,
It's retarded.
Years and years of appeals.
We put more money into our prisoners than we do into our school systems or our health care.
I want to tell these two lovely ladies here, if you really want to see a fabulous movie, In Cold Blood, late 60s.
Yep.
Those guys were done in 2 years? They spent 2 years on death row, a year and a half.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to fill you in on what the movie is, but it's a true story. Truman Capote wrote the book, and the movie is fantastic. I think it was 67 it came out?
I thought it was earlier than that.
66, 67, something like that. Fantastic movie, but I love the fact that these guys they did what they did, and they were on death row, and they put them away in 18 months, man. It was done.
And at least one of those guys, I forget what their names were.
Richard Hickok and Perry Smith.
I think it's Perry Smith. They're trying to link to the murder of a family here in
Osprey.
Florida. Yeah.
Actually, they're trying to link both of them because they were traveling around together for a while.
Yeah, they're trying to collect DNA samples now from the family that was murdered down here in Florida because they think they're the ones that did it.
One of Robert Blake's best roles.
That and trying to kill his wife.
Yeah, right.
So, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those things.
I think Mick's attention deficit disorder's kicking in.
What's going on?
I don't know.
My wife ordered toilet paper off the internet. I've never seen the movie Beetlejuice, and I never will. Is it racially insensitive for white people to sing the blues? I wonder if there really is a Canadian pharmacy. I love the smell of negative ions. My dog has 9 nipples. I counted 3 times just to make sure. Wait, damn it. Am I still on the air? Damn it. This means the other 3 are doing the show without me. Mary Jane and Johnny are probably reciting Jeff Spicoli lines while Athena sits there quietly waiting to go pee. Learning about Cuba and having some food does sound good right about now.
He's back. He's
Okay.
back.
All right. Okay, I'm back. All right, sorry about that. I don't have my meds, my Adderall. I ran out of my prescription.
The power of Christ compels you.
So I'm back now.
All right. How was it?
No, it was fine. I had a lot of stuff I needed to sort out in my head.
Sure.
You know.
We all do. You
know. So you guys, what? You guys order pizza? Is that what happened?
I was thinking about where I was going to pee at next.
Where you were going to pee?
Well, now that I could stand up and do it, I could pee anywhere.
That's right.
Just don't go in the bathroom. Johnny messed it up. It smells like burnt meatballs in there.
Burnt meatballs.
Burnt meatballs. I love people when they go, God, it smells like ass in here. What are you doing with your day, sir? I'd really like to know, because you're apparently sniffing asses. So.
Can you give us a Shiwi update?
A Shiwi update?
Yeah.
Give me a week. We'll Shiwi again if you'd like.
No, have you been practicing?
Oh, have I been practicing? Oh, well.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I
Yeah, now that you put me on the spot, yeah.
Where is it? Did you do your homework? Yeah, it's out in the car.
Where's your Shiwi?
It's actually in the car.
Oh.
See? It wasn't too far off.
Bring it in, because I'm going to smell it.
You're going to smell
I'm going to
it.
smell it, because I don't think you've been using it.
There's a smell test going on here.
That's right.
And he does. He likes to smell things.
And I do.
Well, you saw how much he sniffed it the last time.
He sniffed my armpits, too.
Yeah, don't smell like vodka.
Not tonight.
Smells like ass.
What do they smell like tonight?
They smell like tropical deodorant. Because I'm not doing the deodorant test anymore.
Oh.
Well, then how does it smell like tropical deodorant?
Because I bought deodorant that smells like tropical stuff. It says tropical crap deodorant.
Tropical crap.
Yeah.
Tropical crap.
It was $1.99.
Here we go with the fecal reference again.
Did she go into Mama and Nestie's dressed like that with you?
She did.
Yes, I did.
She did.
Dude.
You should have seen the way the older people were looking at her.
Older people in there.
I'm sure they probably thought, "Look at that dirty old man." It's probably
That's exactly it. Yeah.
The guys
What's wrong with her father? Come on.
They're probably gonna go home. They're like, "I'm gonna go home. and I'm gonna take my Cialis."
I need a cold shower, Ethel.
They were just giving me dirty looks, you can't date somebody your own age.
Can't you dress that girl properly?
Yeah.
No,
I'm
that is
clothed.
properly.
I'm clothed.
Yeah, what website did you find her on?
Betlife.com, baby.
Yeah, Craigslist. You could just feel the laser, the beams just
That's awesome.
peering right through us. It was like, oh god. and she shows up cute as a button with her torn Sex Pistols shirt, and she's like, how am I? Too much? And I'm like, I was like, wait
in the bathroom.
Wait for Mary Jane to get back from the bathroom.
Yeah,
no, it's not too much.
You're actually very conservative.
No, Sister Athena.
Oh, that's funny.
Her shirt only covers the front of her. The back foot's open and the sides are open. But she still looks really good. But
No, she looks fine.
I'm wearing an actual dress that's an actual dress.
No, it isn't. It's a shirt.
No, it's a dress.
You thought it was a shirt when you pull off the rack.
I did, but
It's
when
a
I put
shirt.
it on, it was really long, so it's a dress now.
Stand up. Stand up.
Yes. Show everybody your sexy self.
It's a dress.
Well, you're not on camera. You got
gotta
to
come
get
over
involved
here.
by your microphone there. There you go. Back up. There you go. Now that's a shirt. All you did was it's a shirt that you pulled over your ass. That's all you did.
Whatever.
I
I don't care. I look cute.
Whatever.
And how was the server? Was she a little nervous or?
Server was nice.
She was really nice.
No, she was pretty cool.
Cool.
She was pretty cool. She was she was having her
shoulder surgery or something.
Something, yeah, shoulder surgery, and I paid the tab, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna pay the tab?" I'm like,
We thought you guys were going to dine and dash on
"Said
us.
again? You know,
Nice.
I'll pay again if you want me to, but
man.
once is usually enough." God,
I used to love to go into these places.
disgusting hair. It's not even mine. What the hell? Ugh.
But years ago, there used to be a place
Freaking out.
called the Clock Restaurant, and it was kind of one of those, local hangouts where, Earl and his buddies would hang out and have coffee.
We used to have a Clock restaurant in
Yeah,
St.
there's
Pete.
Clock Restaurant. Are they still around? Are they still
No,
around?
I don't think so. I
Well,
didn't
this
know it was
was-
a chain.
I have
Yeah.
seen one,
Our
but it's been a
clock
long
closed.
while.
Yeah, there was a few of them around in the area, and my buddy and I go in there one day taking a lunch break from work, and he's got like the Billy Idol haircut, the spikes and everything, and my hair is like down in the middle of my back, and the waitress comes over after like 10, 15 minutes, and she's like, "What do you guys?" And she's just nasty as can be, because we're interrupting social hour, with her and the boys. And she's like, "Hey, so what do you want?" And so I place my order, and I go, "And I like a vanilla milkshake." She slams her hands on the table and looks at me and goes, "I knew you were going to ask for one of those. I hate making those." I said,
Oh,
well,
wow.
I said, "Well, make me two. You like making them so much." She's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, bring me two of them." And she brought me two, and we pigged out, and I don't know what our tab was, but we left her like $8 between the two of us, and I'm like,
Wow.
we're
That's
never
what
coming.
she gets for being so rude.
She's lucky she got that.
Yeah, I
know?
would have stiffed her. I'm a server, and I still would have stiffed. I
Yeah.
would have stiffed her. It's rude.
Well, I appreciate the fact that she was so honest, saying, "I hate making those."
I mean, but you don't say that to your customer. You
No.
don't,
No.
There was the way
You
she
know,
said it. If she was
it's the way-
joking,
right? It's the way she said it. If she alluded to it like, "Oh boy, I sure hate making those things," I'd be like, "You know what? Screw it then. If you hate making them, I'll get something else."
Yeah.
I'd just go the other way because,
No, I couldn't. It was
well, if
just
you were
her-
rude about it, then like you
She
said, I'll
was
take
very
two.
rude about it, and I think she came back to our table once, and even my friend was like, "God, what is her problem?" I'm like, "We're interrupting. We were the only ones in there." I'm like, "We're interrupting social hour, man." She's talking to these dudes over there, and
Yeah.
they hang out for hours drinking the coffee and just talking the same old BS that they talked the day before. Go to any old donut shop diner thing, and you'll see a bunch of old fuddy-duddies in there just every morning at 6 a.m. to have their coffee and donut and BS, for hours on end because they got nothing better to do. We're going to be there one day.
No. Please, God, no.
I'm looking forward to it. Are you kidding me? I can't wait to get on prescription drugs. Come on.
You're not?
I'm not. Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe.
No, what? Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with it, but you bring up a good point from an observational standpoint. There's an Italian place, family restaurant with a bar in it that my wife and I go to eat, and my dad used to go there. He was one of the regulars at the bar, and it was one of those things. And before he passed away, I had taken him there. He was still kind of sick, but he wanted to go in for one more drink and hang out, and it was people his age. And so I'm sitting there with my dad trying to, do some bonding and things like that. And it's his haunt, and it's, guys his age in their mid-60s and whatnot. And the jukebox that was playing
Patsy Cline.
Yeah, it was, Tony Bennett or something and this and that. So that was, 20 years ago my father passed away. And now my wife and I go there for dinner, and the jukebox with the 65-year-olds is playing AC/DC and Neil Young, and it's just like
Times have changed.
It's just the next generation.
Sure.
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go sit at the bar at Paisanos and listen to some AC/DC.
Right, because guys, not just guys, but most people when they're young, they sit there and go, "I'm not going to be like my parents," and we end up being like our parents anyway. Because I don't have any kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and I remember growing up. My dad's hearing my music come out the door in the bedroom, and he'd be like, "You don't know what good music is. Perry Como, Glenn Miller, that was a musician." I'm telling these younger generations, Motley Crue, that was a band. Twisted Sister, those were musicians. So nothing's changed. It's just once again we're just progressing to, like you said, it goes from Tony Bennett to AC/DC.
Yeah. Well, when am I going to be able to go to a bar and kick back and have a drink and listen to me?
That's a number one hit with a bullet.
Yeah.
Right? I want that for my ringtone.
I created you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty
Nice.
much. Yeah. So why can't I have a drink and listen to that? Put
I
that
know.
on the jukebox.
Yeah, let's hear that.
People. Damn. 941-745-1490. 888-761-1490. I believe live stream is still up and running. A little herky-jerky at the moment. I don't know why. It kind of sucks, but we'll work on that connection. But if you go to livestream.com, just type in the show's name, The Mick Show, and you'll see us up and running and live in the studio. We will go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll find out what's going on in the news. Right?
The dude.
The deuce.
All right. You are listening to
The Mick Show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. 941 local number 941-745-1490. Toll free 888-761-1490. I guess I should Skype, right? I keep forgetting to log into Skype. Tell those freaking complainers on Skype to shut up. No, on live stream. Livestream.com. When you go to livestream.com, just type in the Mick Show. It's that easy.
Well, for some people.
You know, we got on the topic briefly of, you didn't even get your Shiwi.
No,
During the break.
I didn't. I forgot to grab it. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
It's my
She's fired.
my one cheap thrill. Yeah, you know what's the old saying? You had one job.
One job.
You had
I'm
one
a complete
job.
failure. I'm sorry.
This show will not tolerate failure.
Please forgive me.
So you'll get it during the next break, but
I will get it during the next break, and then you could smell it all you like.
thank you. It's my one cheap thrill. What I got. But if you go, you had tested the Shiwi on the show.
I did.
Female urination
My first visit,
device,
yeah.
so women can pee standing up, and you can see a clip of it on YouTube if you just YouTube Google.
Athena Feels Empowered is
That's
what I
right.
used to look it up.
Yeah.
Athena Feels Empowered. And then you could watch me pee.
And you can watch her pee.
Wow.
But I got a little bit of stage fright, so only a trinkle bit came out.
And they won't broadcast a live execution. What is wrong with this country?
What's wrong with
Right.
this country? You can put a man on the moon, but
Yeah.
you can't watch a girl stand up and pee.
Remember the old bit from Carlin when, and this is probably early 80s, and he goes, you can say ass on TV, but it's how you say it. It's like, well, you made an ass of yourself, but you can't go, hey, Charlie, let's go get some ass. It's just double. Now they're getting away with all kinds of stuff on television.
Yeah, but I don't even know if we can say that here now.
I don't know.
It's just
I don't know.
they're keeping
I'm
it.
quoting, so I'm quoting.
Well, we're actually getting ahead because I want to have Athena get to the news. But let's talk about your hate mail. You got a hate posting.
I got my first hate mail. It was so exciting. Some lady was upset because I stood up to pee. She let's see, what exactly? Hold on. I have it written down here somewhere.
Love the haters.
Love them.
Right.
Okay, let's see here. All right, so she said, how to pee as Mother Nature intended. Wasteful, sold at a profit, penis-envying, worshipping devices not required. And then she sent me a link to a YouTube video of some lady with a shovel and some toilet paper, and she dug herself a nice little hole, and she squatted, and she peed, and then she buried her hole with her toilet paper in it. And I'm just like, dude, it's quicker, and I could write my name in the sand, and you can't. So.
What is she, a cat? That
I know, right?
Right.
It's like, whatever. You have fun squatting and getting your ankles wet. I'll do it my way.
yeah.
And I didn't even pay for the Shiri, so I
Hate
didn't.
us. Hate
Nah.
us.
That's right.
I love your hate, guys.
We
I love
feed
it.
off of it.
I love it. No penis envy, and
Gives
No, I
us
have
power.
no penis envy. I just wanted to pee on something
you did. And you did.
without squatting.
Well, yeah, without getting yourself wet.
Yeah,
That would be the gold-colored handkerchief, I think.
the gold colored.
Right.
Yellow
Yeah.
hanky.
Definitely.
In the right
No,
pocket.
The right pocket.
In the
The
right
right
pocket.
pocket.
There you go. And interestingly, I had to go in and point out to the lady, how she's all about, don't penis envy and this and that. And her name on YouTube was Donna Joe, and I said, "Funny how your middle name is Joe." You know,
Yeah.
and you're worried about standing up and peeing, and
Yeah.
this and that. So, little Freudian thing going on there that I was having at 3:00 in the morning with you.
Well, the next time that I shiwi and we record it, I'm going to make sure that I tag her in it so she can watch it at full
Right,
stream
definitely.
instead of just a little trinkle.
This is for you.
This is just for you, Donna Joe. Enjoy my urine while I stand.
Or maybe you should have a shirt on that says Donna Joe.
Oh, that would be awesome. You
Or
gotta
name
make
your
me that
shiwi
shirt.
Donna Joe.
You know what? That's it. The shiwi's name is now Donna Joe. So we cannot
It's the
call
Donna
it
Joe
shiwi
show.
anymore.
And
You're going to pull out your Donna Joe for me today?
That's really messed up because I have a sister named Donna and I have a sister named Billy Joe.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
It might be her.
Them.
Them.
Combined.
Combined.
okay, let's get to some news. How about that?
All right. So I got some quick headlines for you. Madonna reports for New York jury duty, and she got sent home.
All right. Yeah, she jury duty, Madonna. Okay.
Yeah.
This woman will do anything for publicity.
Yeah.
Now, what chances do you think you have as a straight white male having Madonna on the jury passing judgment on you? Right. Sitting in judgment on you. Who wants Madonna to sit in judgment on them and have that beast looking over at you, deciding
Right.
your fate? That is so... yeah, you're damn right she was sent home.
Yeah, yeah.
I would kill right there in the courtroom.
A quick little side note on Madonna, though, getting a little bit off subject here. They actually were they were talking about it was a show about the 80s on National Geographic, and they were talking about her moment on the first annual MTV Music Awards.
Yeah.
She is utterly horrible, dude. She can't sing.
No, she never could.
You know, if
Nope.
if she wasn't rolling around, simulating masturbation,
Yeah.
that performance would have been long forgotten. And she comes. I mean, it's live, and she's horrible, horrid.
It's all processed vocals and everything else. So
I mean, she's brilliant at marketing.
That's
Let's
it.
give her credit where credit is due. Her marketing skills, 100%. Singing talent, anything else, maybe 10%. Just horrible.
She looks like one of those, like that around Halloween, how they have those witches that they have that run on the thing that come out and they make that weird noise. Mm-hmm. That's what she looks like.
Yeah, she's not
Like
aging,
some crypt keeper, like
she's not aging
noise.
gracefully.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
She looks horrible.
well, I don't even care about aging gracefully. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know.
But, without Madonna, we wouldn't have cone bras. So she did
Well,
do something great in life.
Well, whoever designed the bra is the reason.
Yeah,
Not
true.
her.
But her whole career has been based on publicity stunts.
That's it.
Yeah.
How crazy can you get? What kind of antics can we come up with?
How racy can I get in the videos?
Yeah.
Let's have homosexuals kissing. Let's
Yeah.
do this. Let's do that. Let's suggest incest. Let's imply this. It's all it is. It's just.
Let me make love to a Pepsi can.
Right.
Right. So I mean, it's done, and then you've got the Britney Spears and all that stuff. If you go to YouTube, and I don't know about Madonna, but if you go to YouTube and YouTube some of these female singers like Britney Spears, and if you put in Britney Spears vocals,
Yeah. Oh,
there's
horrendous.
vocals on there that are not treated, that somebody leaked out.
Yeah.
And you can hear her actual voice, and it's like before the processed vocals in the studio,
Yeah.
and she can't sing a song to save her life.
No, of course not.
It sounds horrible.
I was watching a video of Lady Gaga, and it was live, and nobody in their life sings that good live. And she fell or tripped or something, and was able to still hold that
maintain. Note.
And I'm like, nobody is that good.
No,
Nobody
Britney Spears.
doing all that dancing and everything, and they're not out of breath.
Yeah. right.
There's another one on there. Britney Spears is performing live, and it's all lip synced.
Yeah.
But somebody recorded the microphone that she had on, and you can hear her trying to lip sync the song, and she's breathing because she's dancing her ass off.
Right.
And she's breathing up
Yeah.
while the track is going.
Yeah.
So on stage, she looks like she's singing and she's performing, But with the if you actually heard what was coming out of her mouth, it's like a workout. Like,
Yeah.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know that Mick Jagger back in the day, the guy used to run 7 miles a night on stage, and he would say that he would do a cardiovascular type workout before they would tour. He would do training before they would tour.
Right.
So he was in shape because he knew this show is high energy. He's high energy. He's going to be breathing a little heavy, of course, but it's not going to be like these guys. I mean, like you said, if you were to hear what they really sound like, I mean, the classic one is Ashley Simpson at the halftime show for, I think, one of the bowl games several years ago when she was literally booed off stage because they were playing. She was singing live, and it was just horrendous.
Well, she did the SNL thing.
Yeah, that was.
She blamed the band.
Where the tape stops.
Right.
So she was lip syncing that, and it was just okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
We totally got off track on that one, man.
Some box office blues. Hollywood slumps over holiday weekend. Sales are down 44% from last year.
Gee.
Because people are tired of the crap.
How about making a film that I want to see?
We've talked about this pretty much every week about how horrible
it's just, garbage
the movies
It's
are.
CGI garbage, man.
Everything is CGI.
Yeah. It's explosions. It's Mark Wahlberg. We're done.
Although I am looking forward to some new movie that I saw a preview for. I'm a really big fan of like natural disasters, and there's this Into the Storm movie I saw the preview for, a bunch of tornadoes and stuff. I pray that it doesn't suck.
Yeah, I liked it the first time I saw it when it was called Twister. And even that sucked.
Oh, I just watched that the other day.
Terrible movie, man. Terrible movie. I'm actually going to the drive-in again on Tuesday night to go see the new Planet of the Apes film.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But it's no surprise that that Hollywood's losing money or they're not making any money. These movies are crap.
No, it's just nothing there.
Yeah.
I don't know. We all have guilty pleasures and stuff, and I have guilty pleasures. I could watch a crap movie,
Sure.
but but not for $12.50.
Oh, heck no.
No way.
And another $50 for popcorn and a soda.
No.
No, I took my kids to see World War Z when it came out. It cost me $50 to take me and my kids to go see a movie.
3 people.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And my parents, they used to have matinees. Mm-hmm. So Saturday afternoon matinees, and they would, for I think it was 25 cents a kid for a quarter.
Yeah.
My parents could drop me off, and we'd be there for like 4 or 5 hours watching movies. It would always be a double feature, and some like short, like a Disney short, And I used to watch the Godzilla movies and all those Peter Cushing, Hammersmith films, Dracula movies, and all those horror movies, and it was just a way to get rid of your kids for the day. And if you gave back then, you gave them $2, that was enough for popcorn and soda.
When I was a teenager. Summer vacation, I could go to the mall for $10.
Yeah.
See a movie.
Yep.
Play arcade games.
Play arcade games.
Yep.
Buy an album. And
Yep.
there'd be a whole day on $10.
Yeah.
$10 doesn't even get you in the movie anymore.
No, like she said, $50 just to take the kids to the movies.
And that's not even including gas.
No, and so of course people are just going to wait for the DVD to come out. They're just going to go to Netflix and get it.
Yeah, I mean, now, before, when cable was first coming along in the late 70s, early 80s, you had to wait at least a year before you got the theatrical movie released to HBO or Showtime or whatever it was. And maybe even a year before it got released on video, when video was happening. Now, a movie comes out, it's on Netflix within a month. I mean, so people are like, I will wait. I will wait for Redbox. It's not that important for me to see it on the big screen.
No.
TVs are huge. We got HD now, so everybody's getting that theater feel in the privacy of their own home, and they don't have to deal with the rude asses that are sitting in a movie theater on their phones. And everything else.
People get shot for that.
And more people are, and when you talk about Netflix, more people are streaming it. They're not even getting the DVD in the mail.
You can even go to the library and get movies. They have new releases every Tuesday, and you don't have to pay for it.
There you go.
Same.
So, Hollywood, make something we want to watch, and maybe we'd get out and pay the money.
I mean, it's like this new movie with Melissa McCarthy. How many times is she going to play the obnoxious fat chick?
I guess every time she plays.
Every time she plays a movie,
All she
she's
knows
the
how to do.
obnoxious fat chick.
You know how many
called
times
No Talent.
she's going to keep doing it until the big checks stop coming in.
Oh, yeah. And the movie made like $30 million this weekend.
And that's
so-
just domestic.
Right.
You know,
right.
it still has to
Yeah.
go overseas.
And people are like, I love her. Now, I'm not saying she's a rotten, horrible person, but, you know, can you stretch it a little bit? It's like Kevin Hart's now playing the sarcastic black guy in every movie. I'm like, yeah, that's original. We've seen that. We've never seen that before. So it's just this, just take a, Hollywood, if you're listening, please take a gun and blow your brains out. Thank you.
No, it's and the marketing aspect of flooding the movie into like 6,000 theaters
Yeah.
because they know it's not going to last. They know now that there's no longevity,
Right.
so we need to make all of our money opening weekend.
3 days, they got to make all
Yeah,
their
we
money.
got to make all that money back on 3 days.
3 days.
We got to hype it. We got to do this, and we got to get everybody asses in seats on opening day. And before their friends go out, before they go tell their friends, don't go see it. It sucks.
Right,
We
right.
need to flood the theaters and get as much money as we can before it dies.
An average film right now, I mean, you look at this film coming out with Cameron Diaz, something like that, they're costing $100 million. It's nothing. It's just, there's nothing to it. There's no special effects. It's high salaries is what it is. I mean, she's getting $20 million. He's getting $15 million. You know, the director's getting $10 million. The marketing is costing $30 million.
Yeah.
And so it's $100 million piece of crap that they're coming, and there's nothing special about it.
I don't even know what I don't even. I'm trying to think if I ever saw a Cameron Diaz movie.
Wasn't she the girl that played in Something About Mary?
She was in
Okay,
Something
I did
About
see that. I
Mary.
did
Yes.
see that.
Very Bad Things, which is a cool flick. If
No,
you haven't seen
never seen
that, that's a really fun movie that she's in, and she gets her comeuppance at the end. So
No, I'm just not. I'm just not. I'm not what I'm not. Hollywood can't produce anything that I want to see.
Yeah.
I'm not their demographic.
I was on YouTube watching, getting a little inspired from the audience reaction, the cultural impact of The Exorcist back in the early 70s.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, back in the day, you had a cinema that had 2 screens, maybe one, maybe 2 if you were lucky. And the lines around the block, you're never going to see that again with a film. You're just not. But, you know, the impact that movie had, and now people go, well, it's not that scary. Yeah, but go back 40 years.
Yeah.
That movie was terrifying, and it still is terrifying. And the problem is these days is the characters in these movies, like you have Insidious, you know, The Conjuring, they're all the same, schlocky, quick, you know, jump cut, you know, music strikes up real quick, and
Yeah.
you know, you're not taking any of the imagery home with you. You know, when you went to go see The Exorcist, you couldn't get certain things out of your head. I mean, my dad was a Korean War veteran, and that movie scared the crap out of him, okay? Him and my mom sitting in bed. She told me years later, she goes, your dad and I went to go see it, and he's laying in bed, he's tossing and turning. I'm like, what's your problem? She goes, that movie scared the hell out of me, you know? So that's the impact that it had then. You know, these days, everybody's so desensitized to everything that
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing shocking anymore. I think Athena had a thought on this.
I did, but then I didn't want to interrupt. So
No,
I
it's
had to
okay.
go. No, I was just going to go along with the scare. I mean, I remember the first time I watched it when I was little. I swear every night when I went to bed, I felt my bed starting to bounce up and down.
Well, that's because it was, and the power of Christ compels you.
Well, and yeah, I wasn't allowed to see that when I was a kid.
No, me neither.
No,
Yeah.
it was just verboten. There's
Yeah,
no way.
yeah.
I didn't it originally get an X rating when it first came out.
Not that I remember, but it's a really cool thing on YouTube. It's like 20 minutes long, and that's what it's called. It's like the cultural impact of The Exorcist and how people were just like, oh my God, this is like, what is this movie? You know, so now nothing's shocking. Nothing has any staying power. You know, you see the reviews that comes out, the most frightening movie of the decade. You know,
And then it ends up being so boring.
and then you go see it, and it's forgotten, and it's just, you know, on to the next piece of crap. So my goal as now this aspiring filmmaker writer is to come up with something that will truly scare the crap out of people, that will be so unique and different. It's hard, you know. A lot of us sit around, you know, we've talked about it many times, is how do we come up with something that impactful? And it's really hard because, once again, everybody's so desensitized by everything that they see. It's nothing. Everything's been done. I
Yeah.
mean, let's
Yeah.
face it, everything's been done. as much as people scream, "I'm an original guy," no, you're not really. You're just finding a new way to put it out there. So,
well, but then again, you also have it's a generational thing where if you have people who didn't grow up or never people who aren't familiar with The Exorcist and the history of it and how it scared people, the movie that comes out next week that they say is the scariest, that 22-year-old who's going there is going to think that's the scariest.
Right.
They're going to be like, because they don't know anything that came before them.
Exactly.
If they have no film history,
I mean, another movie that is finally, in the last decade, has finally gotten its due respect is John Carpenter's The Thing. I mean, when that came out in the early 80s, I mean, that was just blowing people's minds. And now it's like finally 20-something years, 30 years later, it's finally like, this is an awesome sci-fi horror flick that people just couldn't handle in 1982. And the same thing, once again, it's just the same thing with The Exorcist. People were just like, wow, this is blowing my mind. I mean, nothing had been seen like that before, up until that point.
Well, I like the guilty pleasure, and I found a movie on YouTube called Jive Turkey that came out in the 70s, early 70s. And what's great is it was supposed to have taken place in 1956.
Okay.
So there were like two old cars from the 50s that they had.
They just kept using over and over.
They just kept using over and over again. And all the guys, the guy had like pimp clothing on from the 1970s. And I was like, well, they didn't dress like that in 56.
Right.
And, sideburns. It was just like nobody bothered to do anything with their hair. Big giant afro.
Yeah.
And it was just like, remember, it's 1956.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sure, I'm going to watch this. This is funny.
Yeah.
And you have to take it tongue in cheek. You can't take it serious. You're like, this is so low budget. This is one of those blaxploitation flicks, and you're like, it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
You're like, I got to get into this. I love this.
Yeah.
So
Superfly. Blackula.
Oh, man.
That's the ultimate blaxploitation flick.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Blackula. Anything else going on in news, dear?
Let's see here. We had a fan who fell asleep during the Yankees-Red Sox game. He's suing for $10 million. Apparently, Andrew Rector, 26, fell asleep during the April 13th game between the Yankees and their rivals, the Red Sox. It was nationally televised on ESPN, and Rector noticed by cameras and talked about, or he was talked about by the commenters. So now he thinks that he deserves $10 million.
Yeah, big fat guy sitting in the stands, and he falls asleep, and they weren't even making derogatory remarks about him.
Yeah.
They were just saying, well, check that guy out, well, they were just talking.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they had the camera on him.
He's lucky it wasn't me.
It's the, if I can use the word, because we've done it before, but it's late, so it's the pussification of the United States of America.
Yes.
Well, he doesn't, and nobody asked him to leave because his, face was hurting people.
Right.
So, his feelings are hurt.
Yeah.
His feelings are hurt, so that's it. So now I want $10 million.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I remember watching a World Series game between, I have this incredible memory, but it was a World Series between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Baltimore Orioles in 1979, and this guy had a cigar in his mouth, and he nodded off, and he's drooling, and the cigar falls, and it burns him. He's like, whoa, and they had the cameras on him, and the commentators are like, well, it looks like he's riveted tonight, during this game, and so, but he didn't go, then again, we're not in the situation we are now with social media and everything else, and we know everything as soon as it happens, but it was hilarious. Now, a relative could have been watching. Oh, that's Uncle Ted.
Hey! And then you congratulate him when he got home.
Right, you were on TV,
like, hey,
man.
We saw you on TV sleeping with your cigar.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, God, I hope they have a replay.
Yeah.
So
I hope maybe I make the news tonight at 11 o'clock.
this guy's just a wuss.
No, I want $10 million for the pain
and
suffering.
he'll probably get something.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's weird. He'll get his own TV show.
Well, we were talking about the girl who got kicked out, supposedly got kicked out of KFC because her face was upsetting the customers.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that was a hoax.
Right.
But a doctor somewhere here in Florida is going to provide her with a prosthetic eye because she lost an eye due to an attack from a pit bull or a dog or something.
Yeah, it was a pit bull, yeah.
So there is a doctor who's stepping forward to help the child, which is very admirable.
Right.
What's the mother doing with the money? What is the money? Because KFC already coughed up $30,000
and she got another 100,000
in donations from people around the country.
Wow.
So what's she doing with the money?
I bet she isn't buying her kid all kinds of nice things.
It's a hoax. You know, you obtain that money fraudulently. Why isn't the grandmother in jail? I mean, something. What is going on?
Well, we live in a time now where bad behavior is rewarded.
Yep.
It's plain and simple. It sells. That's what's interesting. You know, there used to be a show on years ago called Good News. It was on every Sunday, and it didn't last long because nobody cares about good news. They want tragedy.
Yeah. Okay. What else is going on, Athy?
All right, so this is a little more radio topic type news right here. Sirius XM fires Opie and Anthony host Anthony Comia over racially charged tweets. Let's see here. The radio show host, Anthony, he was fired from his satellite radio company, which cited his racially charged and hate-filled remarks on Twitter because he was taking pictures, and a black lady decided to start beating him up while he was taking the pictures. And so he went on Twitter and tried to use every bad word he could think of without using the N-word to put her down, and he lost his job.
So this has shades of Donald Sterling. Because, one, it had absolutely nothing to do with Sirius XM.
Right.
None of this took place
His own private time.
His own private time.
Yeah.
And he did it on Twitter. So this is like a new scapegoat for corporations to just can people.
Right.
You know, we're not going to renew your contract because I think they were up for contract renewal in about a year, and maybe they just didn't want to, deal with them and have to pay the hefty fees that they've been paying them.
Right.
Because them and Howard Stern are the top echelon of contracts there. And and I'm not.
And I'm looking at his tweets right now, and he was mean.
He's
and
a
he
dick.
called her a bunch of names, and he was
Yeah.
being a douche. But this has nothing to do with his job whatsoever.
Yeah.
Was this
You
his
know?
work page or was it his private page?
It's his
It's
page.
his Twitter account.
Yeah, it's
But is
his,
it for work or for private?
It looks like
Well,
it's private. It's his full
it's
name.
It's his name.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I'm
yeah.
just wondering.
It's not like
if
the
that was
show's page.
That's
It's
what I
his
was wondering.
page. Yeah, no, it's his page.
Yeah, so, he was out there taking pictures of people,
Yeah.
and he took a picture of a black woman, and the woman saw that and came up and started punching him. And he was just going on. Now, his shtick on the air is that he's a gun-toting racist, likes to drink beer, has this big house out in Long Island, doesn't. So they always kid about him being in the Klan. They make all these jokes,
Right.
and that's part of the show. Well, this woman starts pummeling him,
Yeah.
and he's like, first of all, I can't fight back because I'm a guy and I'm white. So if I do,
It's a hate crime.
It's a hate crime, and it's an absolute no-win situation. There were black guys across the street who saw this going on, and of course they're cheering on the black woman.
Right.
And then he goes to Twitter to take everything out and
Vent. That's all he
to
did. He was
vent.
venting.
And the way he vented is how he shot himself in the foot, because if you look at the tweets, a lot of them we can't read on the air. He's like a 10-year-old who's angry and tries to find every curse word he ever learned and put it into a tweet. And that's what he did. It was like blah 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 blank 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 this da 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 da. She's an animal da da da. Making derogatory remarks about blacks and this. So Sirius fires him. Again, I think it's a Donald Sterling thing.
It's a double standard
It's a double
thing, too,
standard. It
man.
had nothing to do with what he does for a living.
Right.
He wasn't on the air doing this. It was at home. We could all leave this studio tonight and go on some Twitter rant. It's got nothing to do with the show.
Right.
Yeah, but then you kind of represent the show, being on it. It's just a gray area.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, when they hired him to the show, they knew what he was, and he's been doing it for how long?
yeah, he's
being
been doing it
kind
for
of-
20 years. Yeah.
So it shouldn't have been a surprise.
It's mind numbing. It really is. I just, man, I forget it.
I don't think it has anything to do with political correctness. I don't
No,
think it's them.
no.
I don't think Sirius is trying to make amends. I don't think they're trying to show. I think they just want to get out of the contract with these guys. I think they're
Probably.
just using it as an excuse.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that I have is now these corporations are going to be, and then they're not going to be, they are surfing the internet and digging up dirt on you.
Oh, yeah.
And using that as ammunition to get rid of you.
Nobody's safe anymore.
Yeah, they've been doing that for
No,
a
a lot
while.
of places you have to sign social media agreements stating that you won't mention anything about your place of work, your employers, your coworkers, or your customers
Right.
on your social media network, or else
Wow.
you're terminated.
Right. Yeah.
Amazing.
And they've got people who do nothing but
Go to your Facebook page.
go
or
to
Twitter.
searches
Yep.
and things like that. Yeah. I mean, people, a teacher gets fired because she's wearing a bikini and holding a beer on
Right.
her Facebook page.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
that's happened. That's happened.
Yeah, and I don't. That doesn't make sense. Teachers are not allowed to have lives out
Right.
of school. They
Right.
have to
but what again? I'm not condoning what he said. He
No,
was
not at
it was
all.
a childish rant that he went on. It was so immature. It was ridiculous.
No, if I was in front of him, I would have kicked him in the balls just for talking like
and
that.
be like,
but-
really, dude, that's the best you could come up with to vent on this situation. It was just dumb.
Yeah.
It was just dumb. It was, but then for this corporation to go, well, you're fired. Well, what? I get my lawyer because this is a Donald Sterling thing. How can
Sure.
you fire me for something that had nothing to do with you?
Yeah.
It's not like I went on a rant about Sirius XM.
Or said it on the show.
Or said it on the show.
Yeah.
So we're just entering a very dangerous age.
Oh,
now.
we have entered.
We're there.
We're there.
Yeah.
We're there.
We're there.
We're there. It's like, am I the only person left on the planet who doesn't give a rat's ass what people say, especially about me? I do say whatever I don't care.
I'm the same way.
I don't care.
That's what I tell people when they, harp or whatever. And I look at them and go, "You have me confused with someone who cares."
Right.
So, let's move on.
Yeah. So, what's going on next?
Let's see. Pamplonna's. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did.
All
Yeah.
right. Running of the Bulls event injured at least 4 runners. One person was gored as thousands of Thousands of thrill seekers tested their bravery and speed Monday by dashing and fighting with the bulls through the streets of the Spanish city of Pamplona. Let's see here. A spokesperson from Spain's Red Cross said 4 people were taken into the city hospital for injuries. Which, what do they expect? I think it's a great thing that the Bulls get to get back at these people with all the stuff they do to the Bulls in the first place with the whole bull fighting thing. 15 people have died from the goring since it started in 1924. That's not enough.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I was
That's not
stunned.
enough.
I thought more people.
15.
would have
I know.
died.
I know. Athena is big into animal rescue.
I am.
I've seen her, but I've always wanted to run with the bulls, man. I have.
I don't
Nice knowing
mind
you.
the running with the Bulls that much. It's more of the guys who like to stab the Bulls
Oh, I
with
know.
their red flags.
But they actually. I mean, once again, it's their tradition, and I totally get where you're coming from. But they do, from what I heard and from what I gather, is that once the bullfight is over, the village gets the bull and they
kill it.
They kill it and they eat it.
They eat it. They
And they
slice
eat
it.
it.
They cut it
They
up.
eat
and
it.
eat
And
it.
I do
Yeah.
eat cows, so
Yeah.
I can't get mad at that.
Right.
But killing for entertainment, killing the animal in front of people
No,
for
I gotcha.
entertainment, it's just,
I know.
So I
know.
see it as good. I'm glad people got gored because, that's what they get.
Yeah.
And I think the bull should get a reprieve. I think the bull makes it through and gores a couple of people. It's like a pardon from the warden. It's like, okay, you get to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. I like it.
Charlie got somebody. Let him go. It's good.
I'm really.
Yes, let him graze for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And I'm very disappointed by the body count. I
Yeah,
can't believe
15
only
since
that many people.
1924.
I know.
That's ridiculous. Body count should be higher.
It's definitely not Death Race 2000, but
Death.
remember that movie?
Was Sly Stone in that?
Sly Stone was in the Sly Stallone.
Stallone.
Excuse me.
Sly Stone didn't do
My
the
stuttering
music.
is
Yeah,
passing
but
on.
Stallone was in that right before Rocky, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Roger Corman produced film.
He was also in a porno too.
Kind of not really hardcore porno.
No,
Yeah.
it was a very soft porno.
Yeah.
And he was soft too, apparently. from what I heard.
Wow.
Boom! I'll be here all week.
There you go.
Don't forget to try the meal.
So, all right. Anything else happening?
Let's see. We had a drunk man who attempted to climb the Eiffel Tower. He got arrested. The drunk man attempted to scale the Eiffel Tower Saturday morning and was about 100 feet up when the police were able to coax him down. This was happening at 3:15 in the morning. The police arrested him and charged him. He's ordered to appear in court. Hasn't happened yet. What's wrong with climbing things?
I don't know, man. I if I were the cop, I would pretend to show up late. I'd be
Just to wait and see if he falls.
I want to know how he
Yeah.
started because I've been to Paris and that thing is a little difficult. I mean, to start climbing.
I say grease it.
There you
Have you
go.
been to the Eiffel Tower?
I've been to the Eiffel Tower.
Have you been up it?
I've not been up it. Yeah.
Okay. What was that all about?
Usually she laughs at death.
To death. People dying.
Yeah, he just said he hasn't been up it. I just thought that was funny.
Gotcha. But I did see all the famous Parisian attractions: the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre.
No, I've been wanting to go for
Yeah.
quite some time. You know,
They're a little
like-
uptight, the French. You know,
Seems
Just
that
slightly,
way.
Slightly.
Yeah, I've been reading like a lot of reviews on TripAdvisor and things
Yeah.
like that. You
Beautiful
know.
city. You know.
I
Lots to do, and it was amazing because when I was at the Louvre, the whole time I'm like, where's the Mona Lisa? Got to see the Mona
Yeah.
Lisa while I'm here. And you turn that corner, man, and there it is, and you're like, huh, wow. I mean, it's almost like a celebrity, man. You're just like, wow, there it is. I mean, that's the real deal, brother.
Yeah, I felt the same way in New York. You go to the Museum of Modern Art, and suddenly there's Warhol soup cans. And
Right,
you're like,
right.
oh, there it is. It's
Yeah.
the real thing right in
Yeah.
front of me.
It was amazing, man.
And then I look closer at it because they let you get really up and close, and I'm like, this sucks. I can do better than this.
I was there a long time ago, and I actually had a picture, and I'll bring it in next week, but it's actually a picture of me with a lot of hair. And I'm 16, sitting in a Paris bar with leather pants and just a massive amount of hair. And everybody's like, that's you? I'm like, that's me. I know I really let myself go. So, but it's a fun town. I went to the Moulin Rouge. And very exciting stuff, man. Europe in general is very cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool spots over there.
Yeah.
People on live stream are saying that they are getting black screens.
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Okay.
No, it was black a couple minutes ago, but audio was fine. We were still streaming.
Hey, African American screens, okay? Let's, come on.
Yes. We don't want to be hate crime people
Yeah.
here.
That's right.
African American
So
screens.
yeah, are you seeing us on live stream?
I see it, yeah.
Then we're good.
Okay.
If you can see it, we're good. So
Yes.
tell them to refresh their browser, do something. You can call us at 941-745-1490, 888-761-1490. Skype. I do have Skype up. The Mix Show. It's that simple. That's the name. All one word. The Mix Show. And yeah, if you refresh your browser, you will go to livestream.com and type in The Mix Show, and you'll see us up and running and live in the studio. I think we will take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to
The Mix Show.
That's it. Meditate.
Getting one with the earth.
And now, meditating with Satan.
How'd you know my nickname?
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. 888-761-1490. That's 888-761-1490. Does anybody ever dial the local number? I don't even know if they do. 941-745-1490. I'll put it out there. It's no big deal. Skype, The Mix Show. It's that simple. All one word, The Mix Show on Skype. And livestream.com. Go to livestream.com. Type in The Mix Show. And you'll see either a green screen or a black screen. Depending on how the software wants to cooperate tonight. So, I'm talking to you, woman.
Yes.
Pay attention.
I was looking at
Yeah, I
the
know
chat.
you- I
She's
know
kind
you
of
will.
off tonight.
Well, you know.
She hasn't drinking all her vodka.
Tell the people.
I don't have any vodka.
Tell the people to stop chatting and to call in.
I've been telling them to call in, but nobody wants to call
Somebody
in.
Lazy.
call me and ask me something crazy or
Lazy.
For real.
But that's okay. We're here. We're
They're
doing a
there.
show for them. Let
Yeah.
them do what they want to do. I
If
don't
they're
care.
enjoying it, that's all that counts.
That's it. In fact, I think they should go to the Mix Show page and post a selfie of what they're doing right now as they're listening to the show.
Well,
Definitely.
Go to Facebook, go
Okay.
to the Mix Show page, and do a selfie. Post it to there. Let me find out. Let us all see what you're doing right now as you're watching or listening to the
I
show.
don't think they're allowed to post those kind of
I was
pictures.
about to say some of them might not be very appropriate.
Well,
I know some of these people that are watching
But
right now.
what we need to do is glance at them quickly before Facebook bans them.
Yeah.
There
That's
you
all
go.
I'm saying.
There you go.
That's the
Right.
key. You got to get there before the
Yeah.
Facebook censor. And I guess I don't know. Boobies are not considered.
No, boobies. They show boobies on regular TV now.
I know,
so-
but not Facebook.
Yeah,
see
you
boobies
get in
on
trouble.
Facebook.
You get in trouble unless you're like some beast that nobody looks at. But if people look at your page all the time, or if you're a guy and you're looking at a hot chick, chances are your girlfriend is going to be checking out your feed and seeing what pictures you click on, and they're gonna
Okay, so
they rat you out.
So hang on. So if there's humor in your boobies, if we see humor in it, if it turns our stomach,
if you have a third nipple,
if it's vile, it gets to stay up. But if it's sensual, it's offensive and it needs to come down.
It's offensive, I guess, to ladies that have not as nice looking boobs as the other people.
Well, I don't know. I mean, would my nipples get me kicked off of Facebook?
I don't know. I mean, I think we're gonna have to do a test run.
I think
Yeah.
I think you and I should do some nipple shots
We
and
should.
see what happens.
Definitely.
Get the ice.
I'm taking these pictures.
Well,
Yeah.
it won't happen tonight, but
That's what you think.
Come on, man.
it's not in my contract.
The night's not over yet.
Yeah.
Come on the way out, we just did a quick flip, flip of the shirt, and we'll match nips, and we'll put I'll put them side by side.
Guess whose or whose.
Guess whose or whose.
Make a game of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But well, I think they'll be able to figure out who's whose, but
Yeah.
who has the better nipples? That's
there you
what we
go.
want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do want to know that.
Who has the better nipples? Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
I think Mary Jane has the better nipples.
Oh.
Have you ever had the pleasure of seeing them?
The problem is although we've seen Mary Jane's nipples a lot and we're familiar with them, we have not seen Athena's nipples, so we have really nothing to compare them to. For all we know, Athena
Yeah.
might have better nipples.
I'm a friend of Mary Jane's. My name is Ray Galindo. I'm calling from New York.
Hey, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
And Ray,
Hi, how are you?
Ray, how would you rate her nipples? How often have you seen her nipples?
No, I've only ever seen her nipples when she was the V2 girl. I never had the pleasure of really seeing them in the flesh.
A V?
But I'm sure they're beautiful.
What's a V2 girl?
I did a centerfold twice for
No.
VT magazine.
Wow.
Well, how come we've never seen it?
Yeah.
I can't find the first one, and the second one there's pictures of. They're all in my
I know
storage.
she's as wild as she is. She probably has a bit of a modest side to her.
Must be Athena you're talking about being modest.
I think you
You got the wrong person.
You got the wrong person there. So listen.
Mary Jane and Sana. I love you, Mary Jane. I'm so glad you're doing this show.
Well,
Now I
thanks.
have something to do on Wednesday nights.
Yes, you do.
We just have to find what to do the other 6 nights.
Yeah, right. You know, stream show every now and then. I do like once a month, Rue and Who on Ustream. Actually, she's been having all kinds of problems with it. So I told her about live stream. So she does a cool show. I think Mary Jane, you might have seen some of them. I've been on there like 10 times.
Yeah,
already.
I've seen it.
We missed the name of the show because your phone cut out. What was it again?
It's called Rue and Who, R-E-W and Who, with a question mark. And so I've been on I've been a guest on there a number of times. Just as recently, did 2 shows this past month. Yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter, and now I've got a band together. I'm actually working with one of the guys from the Left Bank, if you remember them, Walk Away Renee.
Oh, yeah.
In the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working with the drummer, George Cameron, and he wants to get some new Left Bank material going. Trying to get the singer, Steve, out of Florida. You know Steve, Mick?
No, I know of him, but I've never
Steve
actually met him.
Martin Caro?
No, I know of him. I've never crossed paths with him, though.
Yeah, he's hiding out somewhere in Florida. I think he's living in Clearwater, and George wants to go down there and get him because there's people up here who, want to work with him, and he's just kind of, wasting away down there. So, trying to get him up here, and, I've got some new songs for them, and George has new songs, and want to put out a new Left Bank album that I may actually be playing on, which will be very cool. So,
Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
I'm psyched about that. So yeah, George was on the was on Rue and Who with me, and we did Walk Away Renee with Richard Barone, who's a Tampa native.
Okay, I've heard of Richard also. Yeah.
Yeah, Richard Barone. He used to have a band called the Bongos.
Yep.
And his family's from Ybor City. He's from Ybor City. He's one of the hometown boys that came to New York and made good. He's got a professorship at NYU and things like that, new album out. So I had the honor of performing Walk Away Renee with George Cameron of Left Bank and Richard Barone. It's on YouTube. You can check it out.
Very
I'll
cool.
send you the link.
Flip.
So anyway, this is really this is a great experience, your show. I
Well,
like
thank
it.
you.
And just wanted to stop and call in and say hello. And
No, could you do us a favor?
I'll do you two favors. First one's free.
Okay. Go to the show page, the Mick Show.
I'm there. I'm watching.
No, I'm on Facebook.
Yeah, okay, I've got that up too.
Okay, yeah. And hit the like button. Okay, which is
I will
fine.
do that. I'll do that right now.
And
no, I'm on the event page. Hold on.
second,
Mick Show. Oh, I'm hearing myself in delayed time here.
there you go.
That's cool. All right, go to the show page here. It is Mick Show. Got it.
So you hit the like button.
And I think I liked it earlier. Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
What do you want me to do now?
Now I want you to post a selfie of your nipples on the page.
Yeah, do it, Ray.
Yes,
You know you will, you
It's
freak.
it's nipple hour. So.
that's right. Because it's only fair. If Mary Jane can show
that
her
would
nipples.
be too much work right now. I don't have a means of taking the picture and getting it on the computer and getting it out there in time for the end of your show. But if there's
You're
no
so
hurry,
2005.
He
It's
dropped his
ridiculous.
phone.
I'll try to get some good lighting and a good angle on it.
He dropped his phone with the dolphins.
Yeah, okay. All right. Everybody's got an
They're not
excuse.
pierced or interesting or tattooed or anything like that.
Doesn't
They're really
matter.
pretty boring nipples.
So are mine. So are mine. But when you get a chance, just go ahead and post a shot of your
I
nipples.
will do that. I'm gonna do it for Mary Jane.
Yes.
Thank
I don't
you.
think she's ever seen my nipples.
No.
No, I haven't.
No, but
She's looking forward to it.
I've been wondering for a long time.
I bet you have. I was telling my friend Jim earlier about that cool thing you used to do in the supermarkets where you would masturbate the steak.
Yeah.
And that was very
The meat
cool. You should
molester.
have kept that going.
Yeah.
I'm taking you grocery shopping
Yeah,
with
there's
me.
on my Facebook page. There's a bunch of videos. If you go on there and look, you can see the meat molester
Is it all still
videos.
on there? Because that was so long ago.
Yeah, they're on
Facebook,
there. They're on there. I also have the knife
Get
ball
so
video
long.
on there.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool stuff.
Right, and I also have my
a Facebook
interviews
page
of
called
adult
My
entertainers
Friends
on
Rock, and you're on it now. As a matter of fact, I just put you on it earlier, and because you're my friend and you rock. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to find some of those supermarket meat masturbation videos and My Friends Rock. Promote your cause.
Well, we appreciate that, and when you do watch those videos, it might prompt you to take a picture of your nipples and post it to the page.
Right. Okay, well, look, guys, I know you have a lot of things you want to talk about. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
No.
I thank you very much for your hospitality.
No, we appreciate you calling in.
Thank you,
I'm watching
Ray.
your show till the very end, and I'm
A polite
a
New
loyal
Yorker.
viewer here from this day on. Every Wednesday, I'll tune in.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
We love you, guy. Appreciate
Right?
it.
Bye, Ray.
And I have a very large internet presence, and I'll do the best I can to.
I was waiting for him to
Sure,
say
you know, I
something
help
else.
Something
promote
else
and invite
there.
people to see
Stay out
it,
of the
so
vegetable aisle,
your
okay?
viewership.
Just
Okay, beautiful, sir. All
Yes.
right, Ray, thanks a lot.
stay away
Thanks,
from the
Ray.
cucumbers.
That would be my friend Lori.
Yeah, meat molesting.
Meat molester.
Mary Jane.
Yeah, if you actually looked on my Facebook, you'll see a lot of videos.
Do I look shocked?
No. Wait till you see the Knifeball video, and we can be playing that.
Oh, yeah, because you brought in your weapons this evening, and I'm wearing
one for
of
everybody.
Got one here.
I'm wearing one of your knives.
Everybody show your weapons.
Hang on, does this just pop out?
Yeah, you just yank it out.
So you you didn't give it to me, but I'm holding one of your knives that you've got in mail order.
Yes.
John, what do you got?
I got the
you got
taser.
The taser. Go ahead and put that up by the mic.
You gotta, yeah.
There's a button.
Yeah, you push the button.
You push the button.
Maybe it's not charged.
Oh no.
I'm going to give it a second, so we'll go back over to these gals.
Then what do you got?
We have the infamous white paddle.
White paddle.
White paddle.
White paddle.
Right.
White paddle.
My Parkinson's paddle.
Kathy, what do you got? What's your weapon? Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
a knife, of course. It's
I named
my
that one
favorite.
Roberta.
Roberta.
All right, let's see if this is charged up.
It's got an automatic charge on it. I gotta stick it in the wall and plug it in.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
10 million volts.
Very 1950s horror movie.
Just,
I
it's
will
alive!
It's alive!
It's alive!
I actually like that sound.
Hey,
Next
Mick,
time a telemarketer calls, hold on a second.
Mick, my friend Calvin has pictures of his sunburnt nipples for you, and he is going to post them tomorrow when he comes over to my house.
Everybody promises everything. We're in
Well,
the
he doesn't
information age.
have a computer, so he doesn't have the means, so he's going to use my computer. But he has some nice sunburnt nipples for you.
Perfect. Love
Yes.
it.
Yeah, there
What's
you
his
go.
name
Thanks,
again?
Calvin.
Calvin. Thank you, Calvin.
Thanks, Calvin.
Thank you, Calvin, for the sunburnt nipples.
Yeah.
I will
Of the future.
I will post my nipples. Since you pulled those knives out of your bag, give me your handbag. I want to know what else is going on in there.
All right. I'm just going to tell you now.
What,
That-
you warning me?
I'm warning you. I've liberated myself. I quit my job. Things are different now. And these
She's
are just
Mary
a,
Tyler Moore.
just a very little bit
Who
of
can
few
turn
tools
that
of my
world
trade.
on?
She's gonna make it
After
after all.
Right, right.
Da, da.
There you go.
All right.
I just want to see how he tries to describe what's in there without actually saying anything. But he can probably say what's in there.
All right, let me get the camera on here. I will pull things out. We have a box of super soft vinyl gloves.
Size small.
They are latex free.
Nice. No allergies there.
right.
No
People have allergies.
Latex
Yeah.
free, super soft vinyl gloves. There's a whole box of them, 50. Let's see here.
Like Mary Poppins over there.
We have Trojan Ends, ENZ, classic design with a reservoir tip. Well, first of all, aren't they
Reservoir tip.
Aren't they all supposed to have a reservoir tip? I mean,
I don't know. What's
that was
one
the whole
between the
point.
other?
Yeah.
So we're good there. And what do we got? Medicated pads for hemorrhoidal relief.
I could probably use
Doing with
those.
this bag, your liberation is weird.
After that meal you had this
After
evening,
that meal I had, I could probably definitely use those.
I'll front you a couple.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, the smell in the bathroom proves
Burnt
that.
meatballs.
Yeah, definitely.
Meatballs.
Burnt meatballs. This will help with Danny with your burnt meatballs. So this is what cooling, soothing, pH balanced. That's cool. Here is a loose glove.
Has it been used?
No, it has
Okay.
not.
Good.
And what else we got? We have a belt.
Yeah, the belt. Because that
dress
goes with the
belt.
paddle.
Yeah.
Hang on.
A whip until she buys a whip.
Ooh, this is my size too.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, I could wear this. This is
Awesome.
good.
Yeah, it's too big for me.
Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in. All right. Fine. I'm a fat slob. I get it. All right.
With bad nipples.
Sharp nipples.
We'll see who has the bad nipples,
yeah,
sir.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right?
A tube of Astroglide gel.
Now, I'm disappointed that it's not a flavored Astroglide. I
Why would it
expect
be
better.
flavored?
Why do you have Astroglide and hemorrhoid pads? You're going to have the
Keep
glide. It should be
going.
fav-
Yeah.
So, all right.
Keep
So,
going.
Astroglide, which I keep a steady supply of this at home. So, this is all very good stuff. It's water soluble. Oh, yeah.
And it apparently has a hole.
Apparently it's been used already.
Yeah, it's been used. Hang on. Trying to see where this tip of this has been applied.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
You'll find out.
Yeah, that's... see, we're right back to the fecal thing again. I'm trying to get away from that on this show.
He's like a Native American over there, just like sniffing stuff out.
I'm trying to use all my senses, not just my sight.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
It is after 10, right?
Yes, it is. It's almost 1.
Because this is why we're on at 10 o'clock then.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
It's got hair. It's got hair on it. It's got hair all over it. That's your hair, Mary
Oh, my
Jane.
God.
That's so your
Hang
hair.
on.
Disgusting.
Let me get that up. I don't know if they can see the hair that's stuck to it.
You gotta take a
Yeah, you
picture
can see
of
the
it.
hair.
Apparently you didn't use enough Astroglide.
Ew,
That's some long pubes, Mary Jane.
if there's hair that's that long in the places I go with that thing, I'm sorry,
You
but
gotta
they
sniff
need to
that.
call a professional and like get a weed whacker. I don't know.
I thought that's what you did. You
I
were
don't have a
whacking the
weed
weeds.
whacker.
Here
No, I whack.
come
and
the,
I like weed.
Here come the burnt meatballs.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
Don't make me run.
Oh, and it's like there's like sand on it. It's like rough.
Yeah,
and-
it came from the bag probably.
Which means
I
it was
cleaned
still
it
nice
off.
and
She
moist
was using
when
it
it
as a
went
floaty
in.
at the beach today.
Actually, I use these. I clean it off beforehand, and then I put one of those things on over it. And
Well, I'm so glad you
use your
reached in there.
imagination. Hey, at least I'm caring. I put the medicated pads in there for
There you
after.
go.
Yeah, you're
So we know
you're
where she's putting that at then.
you're a saint, Saint Mary Jane. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Virgin Mary Jane. I've been telling you guys.
Okay. Now listen, John. I smelled everything in this bag. I've saved
No,
the last
do
for you.
not.
No,
Okay.
that's
Come
okay.
on, Johnny.
That's okay.
Come on, John.
No,
Come on,
no, no,
Johnny.
no.
No.
I
No, I'm
actually
not gonna do
forbid any of you.
Oh,
Now see, folks, if you're on livestream.com, that's the hair.
That is amazing.
You can
that
see the
is.
dirt and you can see the hair
Right.
on this thing.
And it's right near Johnny's face.
no, it's not that close.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like the coolest thing. Wow, getting inventive. He's got moves. Something tells me he's done this before.
Oh, okay. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. I need, woman, pay attention. I'm the one with ADD. I need one of those antiseptic wipes immediately. Oh,
We got people that are very glad they tuned in tonight now.
You gonna catch it?
yeah. Just
He's
right
got.
there.
He's already caught something.
He caught Santeria
I
from
don't
the phone.
think that's going to help him.
Yeah.
Can we order a tetanus shot? Is that possible?
She should have washed her hands after she touched that the cover for the mic that she had on her nose.
I was being a clown.
I think this handbag.
And you'll be the funniest person in the hospital.
I think this handbag needs to be handed over to the CDC. Okay, I really do. I think it needs to be quarantined.
The CIA.
Something.
I think if we drop that in Afghanistan, we win that war. Trust me.
No wonder the Muslims hate us. I mean, come on.
I know.
You know.
They really do. It's all because of that.
I got that yesterday. My
Look at
customer gave it to me. I went there and it looked like Liberace's palace. It like had fuchsia carpets that were made out of like fur. It was like so amazing.
Your
like
customer
chandeliers.
gave you this marital aid.
No, the bag.
Oh, the bag.
I bought that myself. That was on sale for $9.99.
There you go. Oh, hang on. Not even on camera. There. So you got a cheap bag. But the other
And
stuff
more
belongs to
Ramos.
you. All right.
Where do we go after this?
Yeah, we're done. we're going to go off the air. And,
I'll be taking Mick to the hospital.
yes, take me to Manatee Memorial, please.
You got it, man. I think they'll see us right away.
So what did you guys do today?
So dirty.
Ew, you're wiping
After you wiped your hands, and now you're wiping the same one with your face.
Well, I'll take another one then.
Okay. I bet you smell like pine saw right now.
Lemons.
So. So. you carry this around with you. Let's.
I brought it because I wanted to show you, because I thought you might get a kick out of it.
This has to do with her new job.
He got a kick out of it. All right.
I quit my job. I started working independently, and I figured that I would just have start my little bag of
independent
tricks,
work stuff.
And I've already got more stuff on the way. I'm gonna have some electrical stuff. I'm looking at this.
Who on live stream can guess?
I'm looking at this. It's like a violet wand, but it's really skinny. It's supposed to be for the urethra. So I'll be getting that.
Wait, back up. Hang on. You a wand for the urethra
that electrocutes it. Lots of people like it, man. Lots of people like it.
Lots.
Yeah.
I think we need to kind of take a poll.
Yeah. I don't.
Who likes their urethra shocked?
No,
all right. Yeah.
I've never had a conversation with anybody who said, "Man, it's been a while since I've had my urethra shocked."
Yeah.
Ray probably wants to.
You're just hanging out with the wrong people.
Right, man. I'm having fun. I don't know what you guys are doing.
We're not getting our urethra shocked.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Nobody is
doing it to people, not getting it.
Right.
And they're paying her big money for this.
Yeah.
We're in the wrong business.
Yeah, you are. No, not really.
Yeah, screw this radio gig.
Yeah.
Actually, this is fun.
Urethra shockers are us, man. That's the next business.
So how do you advertise shocking urethras?
It's very easy. You just advertise electroplay. I just have a lot of ads out. I'm putting out more ads, but as I get more equipment, I put out more specialized ads. Like, there's a whole menu of things that I offer.
She's got a menu.
You have a menu.
And it's a disgusting menu. It's nothing you'd want to eat.
All you dirty boys out there.
Is there an early bird? Is there an early bird special?
Actually, there is an early bird special.
Are they serving it at Mama Nestie's? Let's put it that way.
Oh, good luck getting them as an
that one old guy there would really enjoy you.
I swear we should have taken a picture with that guy.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have. Because I don't think
his wife would approve.
No, but people would have no, I'm talking about the waiter that looked like the guy that just killed his kid.
Oh,
he looked just like that guy. Even Mick said so.
The guy that killed his kid. You have to elaborate. People don't know what you're talking about.
The one that left the baby in the car, and his wife was in on
Georgia.
it. Yeah, in Georgia.
Okay.
The guy that I want to currently kill.
Because there's been a rash of these things being reported in the news, which leads me to believe that it's not just a recent epidemic, it just happens all the time, and the news is just like another hot story, no pun intended. Like, oh, here's another kid. Let's just find another story and turn it into an epidemic.
Yeah.
So the father left the kid in the car. The kid died from heat exposure, and the father was inside sexting a bunch of women. And then here locally, you can laugh about this one, Mary Jane.
Okay.
3 people died in an auto accident. I thought you would laugh.
I was going to see if it's like a funny death. Like, did they like...
Well, they were... Some guy, I think, was driving the wrong way and ran into them in their minivan, and 3 women were killed.
Oh, boy.
But anyways...
That's a rib tickler.
Yeah. So these poor women were killed, and they had a memorial service at a church for them last week. And a woman shows up for the memorial and leaves her baby in the car.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, remember, folks, it's July and we're in Florida, okay?
Yeah, it gets 140 degrees in those cars.
So she left her baby so that she can go inside and attend a memorial service for these 3 dead women who were killed in an auto accident.
Why are people doing
bring
this?
the baby inside with you?
Because that's common sense, and people do not have that anymore.
Apparently,
it's just the irony that you're going into a memorial, funeral.
And then you're going to let your child die in the car
and you're
while
leaving your child to die in the car.
You know what? At least it was right there. So they probably just
combine them
later on.
Yeah.
Little group rate.
So that mother was subsequently arrested.
Good.
And I don't know what, the case is pending and all that stuff. But it's like, how you go to attend a funeral and you leave your kid in the car. What is with people?
I want to go slap happy on some people, I swear.
You're talking about the public executions. I think that there should be like an auction, where people auction off like criminals, and you just pay a lot of money, and you get like stick red hot pokers in them.
Yeah,
you can like
torture
cut off
'em
arms and
stuff.
legs. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give you $100 to cut this guy's leg off. All right,
Kind of like The Purge, but the next level.
Or torture booths where you have people in like a booth, and then you just come up and you add some money, and you do whatever you
That's a
want
fun
to.
day at the carnival.
Yeah, I think you should do that. I think the money should go to the families, the immediate families of the victims.
You know what separates us from the rest of the radio shows? and you and I already know this.
What?
It's the one show in radio where the women shock the men.
Right. They got more balls than us.
Exactly.
man.
Got some big old cojones over here.
The women gross us out.
Yeah.
We feel like a couple of pansies every time we leave on a Wednesday night. We're like,
know.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I go home and crawl into the covers. I'm like, oh my God, what happened?
Oh God, I feel so dirty.
I gotta take a shower.
I feel violated.
break out the steel padded sponge. Come on.
Oh God!
My wife rolls over to cuddle. No, don't touch me.
You're a woman.
God.
You're a disgusting creature.
My God!
I'm ruined.
It's Wednesday night, don't you know? It takes 24 hours for this to wear off.
Yeah.
So that is the definite difference between our show
Yes.
and anybody else's.
Big time.
Yeah,
Big time.
They freak us out.
Yeah. Slightly.
If only they saw what happened whenever the cameras weren't on and the mics were off.
Don't.
They'd be scared, especially if they went in the bathroom with that one.
Yeah.
You no,
She's not
you
letting
know
it
what?
go. She's not letting it go.
Next Wednesday, no fecal.
No fecal.
Okay, we can do
fecal?
that.
It's
stay-
a no
Well,
fecal
what are we
show.
going to talk about
I'll
then?
stay away from the burgers. I'm actually, Mick
No,
and I
no, no. You're
Have some
entitled.
tacos next
You're-
week.
Listen, folks, you're all entitled to have a bowel movement. We
Yeah.
just don't need to do 3 hours on it. That's all I'm saying.
And I told Mick off air that I'm going to Minnesota Films next week because I have to schmooze because I want my movie to play there. So
Are you coming in late?
I'll probably come in late. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Hey,
I'll
Mick.
be here. Yeah.
Mick, Liz wants to know if the child at the funeral left in the car, if that child died.
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, it did not die, but somebody thankfully at the funeral spotted it and called the police.
Good.
So,
That's,
but
I
it's
still want to kill that lady.
and why is Liz asking questions on the internet?
Yeah, Liz, why aren't you
She
calling
also
us?
wanted me to ask you also about your
Hair phobia.
hair phobia from
Hair
when you were
phobia.
little.
When you were a kid.
My hair phobia. My hair phobia started. I don't know what grade I was in, 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. But we go to the school cafeteria, and you get you get all your food on the plate, blah 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 blah, and dessert was a piece of chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, cool, we got a cool dessert today, chocolate cake.
That great frosting.
With which was made of lard. It was lard and sugar,
Yeah.
and it was just like, yeah, there's your frosting. So I was like, all right, let me go to the dessert. And sandwiched in between the cake was not a hair. It's almost like somebody had cut the cake and tipped it over. Not just a single hair, but when you ladies clean out your hairbrush, that big
Yeah.
hair ball.
It was a toupee.
It was a toupee. It was a wig between the cake and the icing. It was sandwiched in between the two.
Ugh.
And as a little kid, I saw that, and I started getting the dry heaves. I thought I was going to throw up right there in front of my classmates.
Yeah, yeah.
And I ran out into the hallway, and I couldn't breathe, and I was because I almost bit into it.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't one hair; it was a mat of hair in this piece of chocolate cake. So, and I was just like, And I remember the assistant principal coming out, and they weren't kind back in those
No,
days. They didn't
no.
coddle
Get back
you.
in there.
What are you doing out here? I'm like, I can't.
No.
And it's just like, what's the matter? Are you choking? What is this? I'm like, it's my cake. There's some hair in my cake. And he went over and he looked at it and he just picked it up and threw it out.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, well, let's get rid of it. No lawsuit. Nobody gave me $30,000.
Right.
No.
Nobody donated $100,000 for my pain and suffering.
Would you felt different if the hair was on a piece of pie?
What?
Never mind.
He's coming in late next week, folks. But ever since then, when I see a piece of hair in my food, when I see a piece of hair on
a dildo.
on a dildo,
Dildo, yeah.
I when I see a big piece of hair on the board here, it just takes me right back, and I start
having
cringing. Start freaking out, man.
Flashbacks to 4th grade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It says you don't even eat at home; you only eat at restaurants.
No, I eat at home at least 3 days a week. There you go.
That's almost half the week.
Are
Yeah.
you the one that cooks, or is it?
Yeah, I
your
am.
wife?
I am. Yeah, I cook. And why is she trash talking me on the internet again? What the hell's the matter with her? She threatened to stop by. She doesn't stop by. She has a phone. She's been in radio for 30 years. She knows how to dial a phone. She could call in. Doesn't call in. And there's only 3 minutes left in the show, Liz. So
Yeah, I wanted to hear your pretty voice, Liz.
anyways, maybe she'll come in and fill in for you till you get here.
Sure.
Don't hold your breath. All right. Just don't
Oh,
hold
she
your
says you only eat soup and bread
No,
At home.
at home.
that is.
And she says you cry in it.
No, she didn't.
I
She didn't say
You're really
that.
busting your balls tonight,
She didn't
man.
say that.
Damn. What the hell? All right, I am not touching these things over here.
Yeah, she can put him back in the
MJ's work bag.
survival bag. What, are you kidding me?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we blinked and 3 hours have just gone by.
Oh.
So, if you want to get a hold of us, we would encourage you to go to the Mix Show page on Facebook. The Mix Show is on Tumblr and Twitter and Instagram and all those other fun places if you happen to find us there. We're also on YouTube and on live stream if you want to watch this show over again and over again.
Do it.
We will focus on nipples and
Share
things like
it.
that. And yes, share some photos of your nipples. We would appreciate it. Post it to the Mix Show page. Any nipple will help. Oh, for God's sake.
That's probably her.
I'm trying to sign off. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hi, I was just calling you all. We're talking about things you found in food. I've gotten a piece of mulch in a Snickers ice cream bar. Didn't get nothing off of that either.
Mulch.
Hi,
Hello,
Calvin.
call.
All right, so wait. All right, so I got to think of the factory. I mean, are they making these Snicker bars in the same factory, like where they make mulch? you know, it's
I don't know. I think it was a piece of mulch, maybe something that broke off of one of their pallets that they had.
oh, okay. That could have been it. That could have been it.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah. So you're turned off to the whole Snicker ice cream thing now.
Yeah, I don't do Snickers anymore.
Yeah. Every time you look at it, you think of that. Well, I think of this, this big clump of hair that was in my food, and I'm freaking out.
No more chocolate cake?
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Damn
I
it.
wouldn't do chocolate cake either.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
No problem.
You're listening to AM 1490 WWPR, Bradenton, Sarasota, Tampa Bay.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's unraveling, folks. It's unraveling.
Where was I? The Mix Show is where? Everywhere.
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 All right. And, John, how do they get a hold of you?
Johnny Hobbs on Facebook. Come find me.
Ladies?
Mary Jane Insana at Facebook, INSANA, and Virgin Mary Jane on FetLife.
Athena, Goddess of Cool on Facebook.
There
Know
you
me, like me, share me.
Love her.
Yeah, I don't
Love
have a I
me.
don't have a hairy dildo, but come hang out with me on Facebook. So
He has a couple hairy dildos. Don't let him fool you.
yeah.
All right. What the hell? All right. It's just...
It's
And
it's
folks,
out of control.
It's out of control. And, yes, folks, we promise you next week a non-fecal matter show.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, have a good week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.